Hi, Aunt Tennille. You know I love days like this when I'm so far ahead of the game. But I did the show last night. Like once I finally got. So yesterday, um, when I got off, I found out about my guy, right? And then, so then I was just in trying to make sure, man. And then then I went to a game, to my son's game that was actually I they blended two schedules, so I went to the wrong game. And it was like he didn't have a game. He was there because he was watching his cousin, but he didn't. So I was out like when I finally got home, I was just like, you know what? I'm not even gonna watch TV. I'm just gonna do the show tonight. And so now I'm ahead of the game, and I love being ahead of the game. I did the graphics for the show last night. So have you been seeing? I've been doing these
I've
new,
been sharing the questions.
but not just the questions. Have you been seeing the
Yes.
with my car and the morning drive one?
Yeah. Hmm.
What?
I keep seeing this story about life expectancy, and it keeps talking about opioids and suicide.
They were playing. That was a story on whatchamajigam this morning too.
Yeah.
Install. Try tonight. Okay, let's go to the Mace Jackson page. Let's take a moment.
I did today. I need a gas this morning, and that always sets you back like 5 minutes. 5 minutes can mean a lot.
5 minutes means a lot in any direction this morning.
So it's like as I pull out of the driveway, I know where the gas is $1.99 at Bowden and Weber, right? But I'm going to Weber and I-55, so I'm going to hit the 7-Eleven over there with the mobile. It's $2.19. I mean, yeah, $2.19. And it's like, man, as the whole time I'm driving, it's like, should have went to Shell, should have went to Shell. But it's like, it's gonna equivalent, you put $30 in. Well, that's what I was gonna put in today, And I always use cash, So.
Yeah, you use cash. Like I think that is the biggest. That is damn near what got me hooked on using my card. Was going to the pump and not having to go inside and being able to just hit it at the pump and be done. Man, close. Hold on, let me just. I really want to be able to enjoy these minutes before the show. Edit. Share timeline. Edit. How much longer? You don't have to say it out loud, but how much longer? I got the other email yesterday.
Oh, okay. Hopefully.
Oh, that would be awesome. Even potentially before new. Yay! Poor you. Happy me.
I know the ride home is challenging because at I-55 to Damon or Kedzie it's a train wreck every day. Anytime after 2:30.
Can you do me a favor? I want to give me something on these Amazon Go stores that are in Chicago, because that's the social media.
Okay.
Can we open one? What up, Juan? Where you at?
She's driving and watching.
You better not be driving and watching.
Hey, Sonia. Yeah, Sonia didn't get it either. I bet you got some. I think you got some weird Wi-Fi going, I bet. On your device.
Who has who has do you have AirDrop? I can AirDrop it to you.
You Apple people.
What's up, y'all? Take a moment, share the broadcast. I know I'm not talking a lot right now. Let's go to Twitter. Outbox. What's up, y'all? Take a moment, share the broadcast. Let's get this thing cracking early. Take a moment, y'all. Share the broadcast. Share the broadcast. What's up to the YouTubers? Hey, to the people on YouTube, I wonder, does the screenshot look better? I saw it on my TV. I was like, ooh, that's pretty cool. I didn't realize it does all that cool stuff. I'm also working on my Adobe. Hope you all can notice the change in the graphics. Let me put the social media question of the day up. the heck? Okay, somebody has been hacked.
Not you.
Rob,
Hey, what you got going on there, man? That looks like a screen out of a movie.
man,
Got some secret code there. The Russians coming, Maze?
it's like yeah, that thing did not come through. Here, let me see if I can airdrop it.
Yeah, but that's... You know, you see stuff on Facebook, and I would just say, I wish I knew how to do this. You know what I mean? To do it right, because you really got to know how to do it right.
What's that? I hate when people do that. Because you don't know what smells good to me. Ooh, I hate that.
Yeah.
Like, don't. Sometimes the stench is better than the combination.
Like the lady, I saw that story I was telling you about on the news. You're on TV, right?
Yes.
The lady that was at the store and she passed gas. I saw that on the news last night. For your viewers who don't know, there was a lady in line at a store with a man behind her, and she passed gas, and he said something about how offensive it was, and the next thing you know, she pulled a knife out. Don't you tell me my farts stink?
Did you get an email, a text?
Text. I got a text from you about 7:50 last night. That was
No, you don't got a text right now?
Not yet.
Something's not right. I got an idea. How about this?
Let me turn my... You're broadcasting, so you know the Wi-Fi is working at least on those devices, right?
Right, so hold on.
So that's not the issue.
Let me, no, it could be, though, the Wi-Fi on this. Shit. Okay, now.
Maze, your ratio, 14 comments to 8 shares. As you view it on Facebook right now.
What are you looking at?
Just your broadcast right now. You know, what I see.
Oh, okay, Todd.
Yeah. That's good though. You need 8 shares right off the bat and you haven't even done anything. Your fans rock.
Okay, you got the run. You should have it. Because mine just came. And if not, it should be coming any second. All right, y'all, take a moment, share the broadcast. You behind. I got 21 right now. What's up, Nanette? What's up, baby? To my beautiful and lovely wife, Commissioner Carrie Steele. What's up, Linda Perry? What's up, Aisha Mason? Dion Steele. Dion got to come through get some coffee. Y'all make sure y'all check Dion. Dion, send a shout out during the show. Wait till I'm a little bit more cracking. What up, Alonzo Johnson? What's up, Aunt Tennille? WJG Collins. What's up? I think I'm gonna see y'all on the basketball. I should be seeing y'all on the basketball trail. And next time, you know what? I didn't realize that was Nate when I was up there hollering. And next time, man, you better say what's up. What's up, Gary Ford? What's up, Shippy? Ship, I think you got a virus or something because you sent that email out about the meeting canceled, and I got like 400 emails from that. So just check it. Wait, you said there was gas for $139?
No.
Right, okay.
$199.
$199. What's up?
And I ended up paying $218 because, you know.
Keep going. It's a minute up.
Yeah, instead of turning left and going a quarter mile out of my way.
Hit me. And she got all them bags and all that stuff.
I think it's cool she comes in with her coffee.
Huh? I'm thankful that she comes with that coffee. It's good. You're going to have to start.
I said, I think it's cool you come in with your coffee.
Because I don't like that.
We need us a, what would be dope is to have, like, I feel like if I knew I could protect it, the morning show studio would be off the chain. Right? Like, we'll have a Keurig in here. We'll have, like, can I get a cabinet in the studio? Like, is there any way to get a locked?
Look at how it's set up there.
Is there any, like, because I'm just telling you, like, if I could have, like, we would have,
Yes.
huh?
I know what you're saying.
If I would come in here and, like, have, like, the waffle maker right here. We would be in this mug having, like, you came to the morning show, it'd be like, we'll have a chef over in that corner. Pancakes, anyone? Right? Man, y'all don't want, I need an anniversary,
What?
I want an anniversary party
You
this
know,
year.
every time I hear you anniversary, birthday.
Man, you know I am an egomaniac. And I
You
am.
border on megalomania.
You think so? I love myself. I really do. I really do. Like, I can't talk about it very much.
The fact that we're having this conversation.
I have to talk to myself about myself. Cause
I can imagine what your mirrors has. The stories your mirrors can say.
let me tell you, man, it was a time when a brother was not confident, and so he had to talk himself into. I'm telling you, I used to wake up every day and be like, God, why can't I be light-skinned and have Jerry curl?
Oh my God, I'm picturing a light-skinned Jerry curl face. That's the reason right there, Mace. Think about it. That's the reason. Think about that.
Oh, I used to just be like, it's just not fair. And why can't I?
And you still got a forehead as opposed to a 5-head, so I bet you could grow yourself some long hair, man.
Yeah, I can.
Uh-huh.
I do.
Yeah, I can see that.
My hair.
For those of you who don't know, this is a 4-head, but this is a 5, and some people have a 6-head.
So how far
That's
back
how
does
many
it go?
fingers.
Oh. Is this us? Is this us? Oh. I'm like, what the hell?
She uses the.
I want to start with Gangsta Lean, though. for the after I do the wake up, after the intro, then go ahead. I can't hear you. Rob, stop sending
When
the.
you said to start or at the top of the song?
You know how I do, let the beginning play, the intro play, and then come in and make that the first song, straight
At the
out.
beginning of the song is what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Not the chorus.
yeah. Why'd you have to go so soon? Man, woo! What's up, y'all? How y'all feeling this morning? How y'all feeling this morning? It's a gloomy, I don't want to say it's a gloomy day, but it's another sad day in Chicago. Just to go out to let you know the violence touches everybody. We'll talk about it now. It's time, y'all.
You're listening to The Morning Show with Lane Jackson on the Talk of Chicago, 1690 WVON. Rise and shine.
Take a moment and share the broadcast.
Wake up. Wake up.
Bill Daley in the studio today.
Wake up. Rise and shine with the WVON Morning Show.
Is that it? No?
Featuring Maze Jackson.
Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
The WVON Morning Show.
Ah, come on, y'all.
Call 773-591-1690. Wake up.
This one's dedicated to the homies in the gangster lane. Why'd you have to go so soon? Like yesterday we were hanging on the hood. I'm gonna keep your memory alive like a homie should. Time of memories. Down. This is a different one. This is, oh, well, no, something else happened.
I was
The
lyrics.
pain I but body to your memory. I know one day soon we'll be hanging out. This is for my homies. This is for my homies. Well. Sing you when I get there. When that's gangsta lane and that gangsta lane. You are tuned in to the Talk of Chicago, 1690 AM. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. You know what? It seems like I came in here yesterday and we were faced with tragedy. I don't want to call yesterday was not tragedy. Yesterday was a celebration of a homegoing when we learned that Reverend James Bass had made his transition. And after I got off the air, I got a phone call. And y'all know y'all know how I do, right? You know, I'm my friends, I'm my friends, I'm my friends, I'm my friends. And one of my closest friends in this world is 27th Ward Alderman Walter Burnett. And yesterday, You know, sometimes when we talk this politics stuff and we talk about everything that is going on in Chicago, we get away from the human aspect of it. And sometimes as we're having our conversations and we talk about politics, we don't always humanize people. And I want to send a special shout out to the family of Alderman Walter Burnett in the 27th Ward. Yesterday, his nephew, who he kind of raised, was a victim of gun violence, murdered yesterday on his way home from work. And it just, you know, it's like, that's home. That hits real close to home. And, you know, you think about all the big buildings and the development and all the stuff that's going on. And for everything, it reaches out and it grabs your family. In Chicago, we got to do something, man. I mean, it's like nobody is safe. Nobody. No. So I want to take a moment to send my love and blessings and condolences to the family of Alderman Walter Burnett yesterday as they lost their nephew. The family is gathering and they're making the arrangements. But I just want y'all to keep even as we go into this mayoral cycle, we got a lot of stuff to talk about. Just make sure that we also remember that we all are human. But Black Chicago, Black Chicago, West Side, Chicago and Laramie. Y'all, that's right down the street from what? Right down the street from what? MacArthur's. What's in between? Well, it's a little bit further.
Oh, you said Laramie or Laramie?
Laramie.
Laramie is more towards like Oakley, isn't it?
No, Laramie is way west. But like, you know, that's past Cicero. But think about where, you know what, just the whole concept of it all. And, you know, you think about all these people and you don't really think that it could touch. You know, you think about, I see this person on TV. I see him doing this and I see him doing that. But it becomes real. It's real.
It is real.
It's real. And I just think about how much time, energy they invested in trying to save the children from the streets, man. And I think both of us talk all the time, like we both have kids in college.
Right.
And we'd be like, man, we don't even know if we want them to come back. Like, go to college, get to college, don't come back. Like, you know, they'd be like, Christmas break. Nah, how about you just, you know what, you come see us and you get on the plane and you go, because my daughter was home just this past weekend. And I was like, what you doing? She was like, you know what? I'm going to stay home and sleep. And I was like, I think about when I came home from college and all I could do was wait to go see my friends, go to the parties. And I didn't have the same anxiety. Don't get it wrong. Don't get it twisted. It was out there.
Right.
But it was like it was.
Wasn't that close?
Right. It was separate.
It was contained. You know where
you knew where you could be. Now it comes. It comes everywhere. So, shout out to my family over there, 27th Ward. Everybody, let's wrap our arms around Alderman Burnett today as he copes with the loss and his family cope with the loss. All right. Hey, y'all, we got a lot to talk about today. Hey, Juan, we got a big show. I call it a big show because today, the Lions Den, Sonya, you got to wind those Lions up. Because at 8 o'clock, Bill Daley is going to be here. Right here in the WVON studios, sitting right next to you, Juan.
Wow.
And I ain't gonna even lie, I got questions.
Yeah, you might have to let me get two in.
You can get. I'm gonna let you get yours in, but I'm gonna tell you, if you saw Poli Sci 101, then you know I got questions for the dailies, cause it seemed like man, it's like I got questions, and so you know what, I have prepared for this interview. Because I don't know if I'm going to get them in the seat again. And so I done mapped my questions out. I'm not even going to be off the chain. You see me getting two off the chain?
I see you already.
Bring it down tomorrow.
You might need an hour free of commercials so you can just get it in.
Get it, because we might have to do a commercial-free hour because it's a lot to talk about. Bill Daley coming in here, man. He done been to the top of the world, then back.
Yeah.
But look, first place he went, City Club. Second place, WVON morning show, because everybody feels like they got to pass through the Lion's Den at least once. So y'all get yourselves ready, get everything together, because we're going to get this thing cracking. You know what? Did I say what's up to the morning show team? So what's up to Juan Teague? She's in the building. She'll be here for the rest of the week. Miss Annette Flournoy in the newsroom. Annette, how you feeling? You let's. Man, ridiculous. Unbelievable. And the music conductor of the soul playing, Miss Sonia Escobar. Sonia, can you get us up to 50,000 feet on this commercial break after we get through traffic and the weather?
Yeah, that's so sad. I saw that with his nephew. And I just saw him. Where were we at? Because he was always with him.
He was always with his nephew. So his nephew, like, man, like, I remember that though, like, straight up, people don't be realizing, he came from Cabrini, and he takes care of his family, right? Like, and not in a bad, like,
in a good way.
Man, and he has regular family issues. And so whenever somebody's in distress or whatever, and so, and it's just crazy because Carrie was telling me she had just seen him at the senior breakfast, and he was talking to her about how he got him a job and how he was doing this thing, and and it's like, you hate to see, I don't know, man, it's just crazy.
Yeah.
What you think? How about y'all girls, Susanna, Mendoza, and them petitions?
Did you see those signatures?
You see, I done put it on my page.
And what it made me look at is looks like, like when you used to get
Writing assignments.
Writing assignments, and the writing assignment punishment, and you
Yeah.
used to write something like 100 times.
See, that's a child after my own heart. I will not talk in class. And then remember, you do I, will. But then you start getting mad. So you do like an I long I did do the things across it. Right? Will. Then you be like, okay, I can do 2 words.
Exactly.
Will not.
Exactly.
Man, I used to have writing assignments all the
my
time.
God.
But you know what I used to do to piss my teachers off?
What?
I write really small. So I would write like 4 sentences in 1 line and give them like the writing assignment where people be turning all these pages. I would give it to them in a way, like on 1 page, but it would be like so micro that they could.
I mean, that was more pain on you
Because I was just.
You was just like that.
But you know what? I ain't gonna lie. I will hurt myself to get my enemy. Right?
You had to, because it hurts doing it.
Because you know what? My finger this like. Oh damn! This be up by the time you get through.
Oh my God!
It be all been there like
all
this.
Been in. I think I still have ditches from all those writing assignments right there.
Now I'm gonna say, y'all know at Collins the writing assignment was no longer than 3 letters, 3 words, 3-letter words, 4-letter words.
The shade.
Look, you gotta write the 600 times. The. Not the big words, and now here come the big ones.
Oh. The shade. The shade.
Oh my goodness. Juan, it's been fun. You've been very fun to have here this week. Yes. Yes. You're entertaining, and you have such a good, positive spirit. Now, I'm not really hating on anybody else, but this has been fun.
It was funner than I thought. I thought I was gonna be asleep like half the time, and I stayed woke. I stayed woke.
Oh God, you stayed woke.
I stayed woke. Oh.
So now Bill Daley, y'all, can I tell y'all about Susan? Let me tell.
That's funny.
I'm gonna tell y'all with some enterprising. If y'all really cared about y'all girl Amara, what y'all black people would do is go down there and challenge them y'all damn self. Because y'all could knock her off the ballot. Y'all really could. Look, and I can't believe that.
That was real ballot. Was that for real?
Oh, no, that was turned in. So, I'm going to be honest with you. Anthony Beckham hit it right. Like, he was like probably 32%. If you look at a sample, 32% are good. But that's why people say you got to have 3 times the signatures because you know it's going to be a bunch of pages like that. A lot of people going to have pages like that.
Right.
We're back. Here I am, signed, sealed, delivered.
Oh, say goodbye.
Ooh, baby, here I am, signed, sealed, delivered.
I'm yours. Woo.
Here I am, but I'm about to go do I'm doing the wrong show. I went to the wrong rundown. You are tuned in to Talk Chicago 1690 AM. I'm your host, Maze Jackson, and sitting in with me is Miss Juan T. Juan, did you bring us some more of that Cuban coffee today?
Of course I did.
You know what? We might have to have you, even when you leave, right? Huh? I'm gonna tell you. I usually go home and take my nap. I'm gonna be honest with you. Actually, after I got to the bad news yesterday, I really wasn't sleepy. But I'm gonna tell you, I was like on 10. I was like, you know what? I think I'm gonna walk to the store, and I'm gonna walk back, and I'm gonna run up the steps and down. And we got 3 floors. Well, we got 4 floors. But I was like, you know what? I could. Usually I'll be like, there get times when me and Carrie will be on. I'll be on the 1st floor. She'll be on the 3rd floor. We call each other on the phone. What you doing? Nothing. All right. Well, you watching TV? Yeah. Well, let me tell you, that coffee had me up and down the steps. All right, baby, what you need?
Yeah.
You cool? All right.
She said she shoveled, so there was.
Yeah. So, Juan, I don't know if you all saw yesterday, but the petition challenge process is in the midst. They gave Dorothy Brown. So let me back up. First of all, what's the problem with Troy LaRiviere? Why is he being shady? Like, bro, you got out the race. Stop hating on the black. If you want to spin your hate around, concentrate your hate on the white folks. Why is the woke black man hating on the sister when there's plenty of white folks to go hate on?
Exactly.
Come on, Troy. Thank you. Now, you talking about Dorothy Brown when there is a big hole, kick him in the shins, Susanna Mendoza. Did you see that sheet? I shared a sheet of her petitions.
Yeah.
And it was all. Well, you were saying it looked like what you were saying.
It looks like your writing assignment when you get on punishment and they say I. You have to write it all together. Yeah, like that. That's exactly what it looked like.
And then you know how when you have a writing assignment and then you get lazy towards the end, you be like, I don't even care what it say.
Yeah.
Look, and when you look at this petition sheet, right? It's like sometimes they stop even putting the names in the right boxes.
Right.
She got a sheet that got somebody from Riverdale at the top of the sheet. Now, here's what I'm gonna tell you. In all honesty, when you're paying $2 a signature to get signatures, people are gonna try and come up with all types of scams. My man Travis, but having done that, you have to have a system to weed that out, right? Mm-hmm. And even when you're doing it, you'll filter in bad sheets,
right?
But you pull out all the bogus sheets.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, that just shows desperation, right? That means that, remember, she didn't turn in 3 times the signature. She's only turned in 2. Right. So now, let me tell you what I would do, because Amara said she wasn't going to challenge her. But could I tell y'all, like, that's probably the biggest threat to Amara. Did y'all know it's free for y'all to go down there and get them signatures and look at them? I was thinking black people, did you know if it was an enterprising group of black people, they could probably go down there. I know somebody who would volunteer to show them how to challenge the petitions. And maybe the black community could send a message that said, hey, kick them in the shins. Right. We got some questions. Think about, could you imagine if like the black community just went down there and pulled her petitions and went through them? Because how many black people you think she really liked?
Yeah, and with me, it's even like, I supported her in this last election. And what I didn't appreciate is that they interviewed her and asked her was she running for mayor, and she said no. So to me,
you're a liar.
Like, you're a liar. Like, at the end of the day, you're a liar.
Dang! That made me think of the Run DMC song. You're a liar.
Yeah, like the Bible says, lies without tears.
See, you went to church. Now look, I'm gonna just tell you, I can't wait to find out who is gonna be the black person coming around trying to sell her to us. I think she just need to stay north of Roosevelt and stay out the west side. All right. Blah, 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 blah. Did you see Dora Fontaine said that Detective David March was a liar? Kimberly Ogoin will be here with us at about 7:50 to talk about the corrupt cops on trial.
Oh yeah, that was great. I saw that.
Yeah.
That was
How about my man Willie Cochran? That's your alderman. Willie said he ain't going. He said, hey, you know what? They was like, okay, all you got to do is sign the plea deal and you scot-free. Willie said he could not fathom signing the agreement because he couldn't accept those charges. I got a question. If you knew there was the potential to go to jail or just sign the thing that says I stole the money, would you take your shot to defend your name?
How much money we talking?
Well, you ain't getting the money back. You spent it at the boat. So it ain't not that you're getting the money back.
I mean,
I'm saying like they're saying that there was no jail time really necessary with the plea deal, but he had to say he committed bribery and all type of stuff. He said he could not in his heart sign something that he didn't do.
well, if he said he didn't do, I wouldn't sign it. I mean,
But what if that meant that you was gonna go, if you lose, you going to the pokey, literally.
my name is more than me signing something that's a lie.
But what if your name turns out to be Wilhelmina because you went to the federal penitentiary?
Well,
Right,
she
you-
had some bad shoes when she came out.
Okay, well, I'm just telling you. I would tell you. Having been in the position of having the state's attorney put the papers in front of you and say, sign this paper and you can go home today. Now, you'll be a felon for the rest of your life. Or fight for your name. It's not as easy as people think. I'm going to say that was a bold move yesterday.
That was a bold-
Just
I
like,
mean, I
because the
mean,
feds don't lose.
Yeah.
Well, LaShawn Ford beat him. But I don't know if two black men getting off in the same century. Right? All right. Let's go to, shout out to Jamal Cole. For My Block, My Hood, My City.
Oh yeah.
They are trying to light up King Drive for the holidays. And I think it is going to be, he said they want people to drive down King Drive like it is downtown. And I'm going to tell
Oh, I live on King Drive.
I was so
I
excited.
love that.
I was so excited till I looked at the picture in the paper and it was him and a white boy. And you notice these white boys gonna be coming looking to buy your house and move you out. But look, they bringing all these white boys into the neighborhood to come help decorate what your house gonna look like when it's a white neighborhood.
I hope. I don't know his name. You said Jamal.
Yeah, Jamal. No, I'm
I
not.
think it's awesome what they're doing, but I just want to make sure Jamal, make sure you own before you bring.
No. See, here's the thing. It ain't the problem about Jamal owning. Because he probably do.
Yeah.
My concern is that you put all of these beautiful homes on display for the white folks and they can envision what Bronzeville look like without Negroes. If I made this look like fairy tale land and it was no black people walking around here, imagine all the Negroes.
Because I live on King Drive and I would love to have my house decorated.
See how that worked? Right, yep.
I would.
And when the white boy be like, hi, Juan.
I just don't want to get on no ladder putting up no.
I got you.
lights and all
And
that.
that's what the white boy gonna do. He gonna be like, it's the WVON Morning Show. We'll be back with the social media question of the day. See, okay, so here's me. Just me.
Is there a picture in the paper?
Yes.
That's it.
So here's the picture in the paper.
Is this the paper yet too?
I think so. So here's the picture in the paper. Okay? Now maybe this is a black guy. I don't know.
That look like Tom Capone.
That ain't right, and Tone Capone don't look like a black guy from a distance. Don't trip, that's my dude. But Tone is about as bright as you gonna get. Now look, here's my concern. And I want to remind you of this again, and so what they do is they get these large groups of white, socially conscious people, right, like the hipsters and stuff, and they bring their shovels and their big old garbage bags to clean up neighborhoods that they would never have gone to unless they were introduced to them. right? So like pay attention, and I'm not tripping. But what I'm saying is it turns these white people who are not scared to go into new neighborhoods. You know how hipsters come to like the bad neighborhoods? So all the hipsters converge to come do good in their neighborhood. And then they're like, oh, this is, so remember when they were doing it over by, okay, so remember when they were doing it over by, when they were cleaning up South Shore. It was the outskirts of the Obama place. So now you're showing white people inexpensive housing. So quite frankly, my block, my hood, my city was part of Rahm's reelection plan. So basically that was going to, he comes to your neighborhood, they organize a my block, my blah, 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 my hood with a white lady who's working with them. They then go get all the information on the block, because when I come down your neighborhood, what am I gonna do? I'm gonna say, hey, do you want me to come do your lights?
Right.
Yes. So you're gonna say, yeah, oh, it's a great program. Sign up for our Christmas lights program, blah, 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 blah. So now I got all your information, right, in an innocuous manner, and it's also an organization that we have a relationship with. So now, if I am Pat Dow and I'm going down King Drive, Pat Dow is now integrated into that house and into that program. So now if it's me, if I'm a black alderman right now, I'm probably going to go get my block, my hood, my city, and bring them to my neighborhood to do these community organizing things, because the block club alliances have been broken up and this replaces it. And there's nothing wrong with him. It's just you got to understand how we see it and how the white folks see it. Now, once they got all the information from the neighborhoods, and I'm not saying that my block, my hood, my city won't be.
It's ridiculous.
I'm not saying that my block, my hood, my city won't be a legitimate nonprofit, but it will be, again, another white created invention for the black community, or funded for the black community. We should be funding it. And I'm not saying we're not. And so the white folks embrace it, because who's gonna say my block, my hood, my city can't come to your neighborhood? But you don't see large masses of black people doing this, really masses of young white millennials. Then there are a core group of black people that have known him, but they have surrounded him with millennials, and then he can be weaponized in your area for or against you. And nobody sees it, let me just give y'all the example of, remember that girl, Raven? Remember the girl who was all over all the TV shows? She had the Chicago, dang, Tennille, tell me the name of that girl. I had her t-shirts. Remember, and Ron was parading her around everywhere he went. Raven, she went to college. When all the violence was happening, she came up with those Chicago shirts.
Yeah.
Same thing, right? It's the urban credibility. So now I got this young black millennial who all black people love. You ain't gonna front Rahm when he's with her. Right? Same thing with my block, my hood, my city. You might not like Rahm, but if he puts $1 million into, right, so all of a sudden you see this thing, and now it's got all these vans and vehicles, and they got all these programs. Where did the dough come from? Right? It's Michael Sachs or somebody saying funnel the money to him because he's our, and I'm not knocking what is happening. I just want us to understand that these white boys come into your neighborhood with shovels, and they all surrounding a black dude.
Right. So I think it's an opportunity that's an opportunity for us to be more involved. I think that's a wake-up call for us to be more involved. Like, after this, I'll probably email.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, it's
you should though. Right, because it's the black people.
Because at the end of the day, you can't knock what others are doing.
Tell white guys.
You are so.
The mankind. You're a liar. Oh, I remember this. Straight from the go. You are tuned into the Talk of Chicago 1690 AM. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Sitting in with me is Juan Teague. It is, you know that You're a Liar? We dedicating that to old Kick 'em in the Shins. We've been looking at them petitions. I'm just telling you, some enterprising young black people who really like, if Amara has some real black friends, if y'all really was a friend, y'all will go get that disc. Y'all get y'all a crew. Y'all will go, you know how y'all do, get y'all some vegan chicken wings, get y'all some rice and beans, and y'all will be down there looking at them Susanna Mendoza petitions like, because it seems like there was a pattern of fraud. Juan, you said you was already mad because...
Yeah, I mean, we were at I'll never forget, we were at, like I said, Michelle Obama's Becoming, and we were walking outside, you know, it was a great event, her and Oprah, and we walk out, and the guy standing there says, will you sign this petition for Susan Mendoza? And I promise you, it's about 12 of us, and all looked, because we all supported her, and we looked at, hell no, and we just kept walking, so I'm pretty sure why she got those fake signatures, because wasn't nobody trying to hear that.
Oh!
I mean, for real.
You know what, see, and Juan, you're not even in the, you're not in the political joint. You be like, right. See, I'm just telling you. So you know what? I'm going to tell you one more. Let me tell you how, I'm going to use the word crass.
Yeah.
I was told that at the funeral services for the slain officer yesterday, 2 days ago, what was his name? Officer Sam Jimenez. Officer Sam Jimenez. Yeah. They told me that aldermen had to get away from her at the funeral because while the funeral proceedings were going on, she was asking them to be mayor. Like, so here's this man they're trying to honor, and she's talking to them like, well, hey, yeah, and I'm going to tell you, this is what, I'm just saying.
That's not nice.
It's just crass. It's crass. Crass, perfect use of the word. All right, I had a social media question of the day. So, Juan, you know technology is coming to Chicago. I see you over there on your phone. I remember there was a time back in the day. I remember maybe about I was in college and somebody was like, there's going to be a day when you can go to the vending machine and you can pay with your cell phone. And I was like, what the hell is a cell phone? And I remember when they would say, there's going to be driverless cars. And I'm like, man, get your butt up out of here. And I remember like Star Trek. And I remember people saying that there's going to be one day your phone will talk to you and it will serve as your, and I'd be like, man, you get your, and now it's all, the Jetsons, we have surpassed the Jetsons at this point. So technology is officially here. You gonna have to turn that on.
You know, I don't even know. That's that technology.
That's that technology again. So, but one. So, and you know, then we had the big deal for Amazon. We thought we was gonna get Amazon, and everybody was all charged up. We was gonna get HQ too. Well, we didn't get that.
Nope, New York got it.
But what we did get was Amazon Go. Now, have you seen Amazon Go?
I have seen Amazon Go. It's like the honor system.
It's like the, you know about the honor system. It's like when you go to the hotel and they put the food in there and then you be like, oh, look at this Reese's peanut butter cup. It looks so good. And then you be like, oh, I'm going to eat it. And your kids. The kids will go straight to the bin, but then you get that bill.
$8.
$8 for one candy bar.
One candy bar.
Well, you know they don't do that at the freehand. They say you can eat the snacks. You just can't drink the liquor.
Yeah,
you just can't drink the liquor.
Exactly.
But why? So they opened up 2 Amazon Go stores downtown. They moved the first one outside of the Central Loop, and they put one at 500 West. It's in the big building, the transportation building. I can't think of the name of it, but you know where all the
everybody want to metro everybody.
Yeah, and it's the big silver shiny blue Ogilvy building. All right. But I was thinking about an Amazon Go store on the south or the west side.
You're not ready.
Wait. So see, I was thinking, because you know what made me think about this?
What?
I was thinking about how we was begging Target to stay.
Mhm.
And part of the thing Target says is they had a lot of loss and a lot of blah, blah, blah as we walked away. Then I thought about all the stores in the hood and all the precautions that they put in place when they put them in our neighborhoods. So the social media question of the day, and I need for you and I need for the WVON listening audience to call me. Now, in case you don't, call me at 773-591-1690. Now, in case you don't know what an Amazon Go store is, it is a store where everything is on the shelves. There are no cashiers.
No.
You pick up what you want and you walk out and your phone tabulates a bill and it takes it off your credit card. Remember, nothing's behind the glass.
Nothing.
Ain't no cashier. You can walk in, open the door, take what you want, and hopefully your phone in your pocket will pay for everything. Now, I want to ask, can you open an Amazon Go store in a black neighborhood? Yes or no? Why or why not? Juan, can you open an Amazon Go store in the black neighborhood? Yes or no?
You can open one, yes. But will things stay? No, that's just real. I mean, you know, like somebody said, snatch and go. Like, I think you'll have a lot of that going because although there's a lot of great people in the west and south side, there are some that, I mean, there's still poverty there. And a lot of it, not only poverty, but there's just a lot of, there's still dishonesty and there's some generational, to me, generational curses that's what people's life is that they raise thieves.
Wait, are you suggesting, Juan, there's thieves in the white neighborhoods too?
Not, but ours are brazen. Like they'll.
You said they brazen.
They brazen.
So,
Yes, no, we're not ready for that. We might have to have a cashier or somebody in there, just
wait a minute. So, are we okay? Because this is what I gotta understand. Because I want to know what's in it for the black people. So I want to go to Amazon and be like, "What's up?"
Right.
Amazon, how y'all gonna open up the West Loop? Because here's what I'm saying: can that be the new? Could that replace the Arab corner store in our neighborhood? And if it can't, are the Arabs and are all these people that put these bulletproof stores justified in doing it?
I mean, yeah. I mean, I'm scared to go in some of the stores. I'm not. I mean, it's like liquor store. I do not go in it because I'm scared. Like I'm scared.
I'm scared.
I'll go to Kim Park Liquor. I'll go there because I feel safe.
You don't go to Rothschild's?
No.
You don't go to Personal?
Who?
See, I told you. See, I'm telling you, I keep telling y'all, Juan would be in the world that she would never know nothing was wrong if she ain't have to come down here. I am, but you know what, see, I feel like you could open an Amazon Go store. And if you can't, then who is that on? And if you're saying that you can't, is a Target justified? Is it justified then? Because you said it's the honor system. And I feel like, let me tell you what, I have had people give me $100 over, and I will take it back.
Me too.
Right? Because it is in my, but if we can't participate in technology, do y'all understand if that's the wave of the future? Because y'all busy asking for $15 an hour. They's like, I'm going to show you your $15 an hour. Ain't going to be nobody an hour.
Right.
If we can't sustain in the new model, how then do we get our food, sustenance, etc.?
I just think Amazon come up with a different,
different
phase for people that are getting woke.
It's gonna be a. So they're gonna have a robot there.
Like maybe you pre-order and then your phone works.
To open your locker?
Yeah, like that.
Dang.
Maybe a phase.
So we got a phase of it. See, this is my question. So is there anywhere, black folks, give me a call, 773-591-1690. Is it possible to open a store in the black community where things are not locked up? You don't have to go to a cashier and the store could stay open. Do we have the honor? Is there enough honor in our community to open an honor-based store?
I think you can do it. It's profitable.
Okay, and that's the Talk of Chicago 1690. But that's real.
That's real.
Can you open? Is there enough honor in our community to open an honor-based store where nobody tells you got to pay for it, right? And at a certain point, like if you don't have the app and you can walk in the store, are people just gonna walk in and run out? I was just thinking. I told you I was at the Jewel by the Freehand. Mm-hmm. And this lady was talking to me, and I was steady talking to her. You know, she just steady talking. And then all of a sudden, she grabbed a handful of chicken wings off the bar and ran out front. And she had them in, and I was like, I won't be eating off that. You said, man, go over there and get you some chicken. Only the chicken behind the glass. Hey, it's the Talk of Chicago 1690. We'll be back after traffic and the weather.
Oh, I never eat the chicken off the bar. There's a bunch of homeless people right out there.
Right, that lady, she was talking to me. She was like, oh, sir, what's the matter?
The Snatch and Go. That's actually the name of the store. I like that.
I saw Sonia's comment. She said, "Snatch and go." I was like, "That's what Sonia said."
Hey, did you see this story?
Oh, that was a call.
He wants to do arbitrators.
Logo a decade ago. But Iconics is suing Jay-Z because the logo got slapped on a bunch of MLB hat gear without its permission. Both sides agreed to handle any dispute in arbitration rather than open court. Jay-Z was given a deadline of November 30th to choose an arbitrator, but of the 200 or so prospective arbitrators, none were African American. Jay-Z's lawyers are asking the court to delay the arbitration. That's your Bloomberg Urban Report.
Let's get it, y'all. This world is getting it in. Black folks, let's get it cracking. Take a moment, share the broadcast. Share the broadcast, share the broadcast, share the
See, I got
broadcast.
my Soul Children shirt. Boom.
Go ahead, tell them what you're rocking.
Boom. My Soul Children. Soul Children.
Okay, it ain't no Soul Children, nowhere on none of that. You was like, boom.
It is. Look, 35 years. Soul Children.
Okay.
Look at that.
So, you know, I got self-serve checkout lines everywhere I go where I live.
This self-serve checkout lines at the Walmart on.
Oh, it's they'll do self-checkouts.
Because they got a big ass security guard looking like
Looking at you.
with a gun.
But nobody there. I'm even get caught up because I be on my phone. I'll walk out and be like, oh, shut up.
But that's why you can be on your phone and walk out. See, I feel like, and if you was, they still gonna be like, excuse me, sir, did you pay for that? Let me see your app.
Let me see your receipt.
Let me see your app on your phone.
Go on my Soul Children page. Let them know I'm rocking my
And hey, you know, in the Kanye West 747 story,
He didn't own it, he rented it.
either way, he's got his own soul plane.
It
Either way, and that is truly what the soul plane was. Just a big, it was a huge plane with all the different sections in it. It's a double decker. That's what he's got.
I don't think have I flown in a double decker?
I did years ago, way long
I
time.
think-
When I was in 1985, I flew to Hawaii on a 747 that had a double decker top part that I didn't get to go in.
I feel like I might have flown in a double decker when I went to Africa. But I feel like we was so like in a bubble. Like they shuttled us. That I would
They had
tell
like 10 seats in the middle row.
So I think that the most I've seen is 6 in the middle.
Yeah.
I flew back on Air France, and it was 6. It was 6, 4, and 4. And I had the last seat on the plane. Talk about being stranded somewhere. I was stranded in South Africa and got kicked out of customs. The plane ticket cost $10,000 because I was in Zimbabwe. And Zimbabwe is off of the international, like, trade. Like, you know how when
You're not supposed to have a stamp from there on your passport?
you can have a stamp, you can go, but they have Air Zimbabwe has no agreements with the other airlines. So, and they're also under an embargo. So, like, if parts break down, it takes them years to get it. The airline ticket machine broke down when we were boarding. So they had to handwrite all of our tickets.
Yeah.
We left an hour and a half late, which got me to Johannesburg an hour and a half late. As I was landing, my plane was taking off. Customs was closing, and they was like, man, you can't stay in here. And so I was like, well, can I transfer flights? And they were like, I'm sorry, you on Air Zimbabwe. And it's like, you know, if that happens to you in California, worst case scenario, you like, I'll take a Greyhound, I'll drive.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm in Africa.
One way round.
Look, and this lady is trying to, and I'm panicking because I'm like, I don't want to go outside. Right. Man,
What happened to you? So
I had to go out, come back in the airport through, so they kicked me out. I went out, came back in with all my luggage, bought a ticket. I got the last ticket home. I had to take an 18-hour flight from South Africa to Amsterdam. From Amsterdam, then back to the crib. So it was like an 18. It took me 18 to get there. It took me 18 plus 13 to go home.
why?
You know
Why?
you don't
Why?
get
What if
anywhere
you didn't have the money?
Huh?
What if you didn't have the money?
No shit.
Right. You know what the one thing is? They don't stamp passports anymore.
Yeah, mine does. I just got a stamp.
When?
I just got a stamp last year.
When I went to Jamaica last year, I didn't get a stamp. You get a receipt because everything's so.
I think they did that to me in Jamaica.
Yep. Yep. Here, do this first. Now spin it.
Go ahead. Give me the mic. See what I gotta deal with?
And mine did that. That one, other one did that.
Let me just go ahead. Go ahead.
Amazing hearing all these rap songs. I don't know all these rap songs.
Huh?
I don't know all these rap songs.
What you know?
Mary J. Blige.
Tell her.
I'm gonna text her.
Tell her. Be like, you can say that on there.
Uh-oh.
And they be like, man, you playing all this.
All this hip hop.
You are tuned into the Talk of Chicago, 1690 AM. I'm your host.
I don't hear you.
You.
I don't hear you.
See if you can talk.
Can you hear me?
No, talk.
I'm talking.
Yeah. Bring us back. Welcome back to WVON Morning Show.
You ready?
Go ahead.
Welcome back.
Wait, she's gonna do it. Go.
Welcome back to the Den with Maze Jackson. This is your co-host, Juan T.
Look at Juan, you got it. You in charge of the mic. Great. Which use this mic? All right, hold on.
Maze mic not working. So Sonya, why it's not working? I'm gonna need you to play a little like Mary J. Because all this hip hop Maze keep, while I'm the co-host, I need a little Mary J. Some Just Fine, or set the mood for the ladies out there.
Oh.
She has all that positive messaging going on.
Yeah, you know what? All right, we back in the building. You know what, y'all? Give Juan a big hand, because you know what? She came through on the save and tip. My mic wasn't working. I didn't have it plugged in. This is the WVON Morning Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Sitting there with me is my girl, Juan T. She's been with me all week. She'll be here rocking with me tomorrow, too. She better bring that coffee. You know what? We expect you got to bring donuts or something on the last day, because we know you know all the fancy people. Where you ain't bring? I'm surprised you ain't had no chef come up in here. You know why? You fancy.
It's too early.
How's it too early for breakfast?
I do my oatmeal, and then I've been every morning. Jesus, I need to go lose some weight. Every morning I go to this McDonald's right here and get a sausage McMuffin, and it's like heaven.
Oh, it's 2 for $2. You do see?
I only get the one.
No, but
Now
see-
it's 2 for $2 for $4.
See why? You gotta get the 2 for.
$3.34.
See, you get the 2, but you should get the other one and give it to a homeless person.
No,
Cause you
because
saved, then you get the good.
There's no homeless people from where I'm at to the expressway, and I will eat it.
I'ma tell. Oh, you'll eat it.
I will.
Why?
I'm an
I'ma
inner fat girl.
Oh,
I will eat that whole
oh,
sausage McMuffin.
you know.
Both. I know my limitations.
That's why you brought me that half a cake the other day.
Yes.
I was like, this cake. What happened to the other half? You was like, me, Debbie. I'm gonna tell you, that cake was good. We still smashing that cake. But can I tell y'all what I did last night too? I made, so you know how black folks have invaded Papa Dough? right?
Oh, yeah.
You know,
He
Papa.
made it. I went to his birthday.
Hey man, you go to Papa Dough now, it's like the new Red Lobster. But I look, Sunday, don't even go past that mug. It is, they might as well just open up church service.
And I don't understand why people do a 2-hour wait. Like, do you know?
Cause
I
that
can
Papa
have-
Dough food.
I can have a meal and go shopping in 2 hours.
Oh, you know what? I just got the sign. Let me go back to this question real quick.
Go ahead.
Can we open an Amazon Go store in the black neighborhood? Juan, you say we ain't ready.
No.
I mean, you telling me there's we can't open an honor-based store?
We can open a snatch and go.
A snatch and go?
Yeah, that's what Sonya said.
Oh, snatch and go. Tommy, you on the Talk of Chicago, 1690. Talk to me, my brother. Tommy? Tommy, it's good to hear from you, man. Good to hear from you.
If our community was really trying to be woke, as the whole said, they would be doing a lot more listening and a lot less talking, because when you listen, you can figure out what's right, what's wrong, do the research, and then get involved. But the answer to your question very quickly is that, first of all, until you recognize and understand that our communities have been blighted, they have been set up to be wastelands, no man's land. Go there if you dare land. And then you stop and you start talking about the emphasis on technology and how that works and stuff. You know the answer to what's in it for the black people is hell no. Love you, man.
Tommy, Tommy, can I tell you what? It's always good to hear from Tommy, though. And I'm glad to know you just still checking us out. Tommy used to call when we had the other show. He used to go in. Go ahead, Art. Cuss him out.
Hey, what's going on, young man? First of all, there's criminals and young ladies. There's criminals in all races of people.
Oh.
But you have niggas in all races of people. So if you talk about opening up in the black community, yes, it'd be successful. If you talk about a nigga community, it would not be successful. May God bless.
Dang! I gave the body. Derek, you want to talk Chicago 1690?
Hey, what's going on, mate? Some family?
Hey, good morning.
Derek, you gotta say it real quick.
Okay. Yeah, I was just saying, you could open up an Amazon Go store. Why don't you start selling some of the black entrepreneurs and start placing their products in the stores? And we'll probably be less likely to do a snatch and go.
Dang, that's a good one. Hey, it's the Talk of Chicago 1690. They giving me the sign, which means we got to get up out of here. But when we come back, we got more to talk about. It's Talk of Chicago 1690 AM. I don't know. Amazon Go? Ooh, not in this store. We'll be back at Talk of Chicago 1690.
The Talk of
Y'all
Chicago
not ready?
and the
You said we
voice
not
of the nation.
ready.
1690 WVON.
We just not. We
We can
just.
do a level of it.
I think that there are certain communities you could do it in.
Yeah, certain.
I think though that you gotta put people. We would have to hold people accountable. We would have to be like, y'all little Negroes can't be coming up in here squashing the store. But you also gotta I want to be clear though. The thing is, I did grow up in Bolingbrook, and the you know who did the stealing? The white kids.
Oh, yeah.
The white kids was the good stealers.
Good stealers.
I didn't even know black people stole till I came back to the city, because the white people used to get it
They
in.
put me on in Iowa.
Did-
That's who put me on when in Iowa, like, gotta get my books and stuff. It was my white friends. But I think the thing
They would have
about it-
testified against your ass, though.
Hey, but they will. I just think it's unfortunately there's there's layers to it. Like, there's some people that literally raise their kids and become adults to steal. Like, I've seen it. Like, so I think it's just scarier. That's all. White people gonna steal. They see you get caught. They're like, all right. Black person may push you. You know.
Oh, you right. Who is? Wait,
What?
I'm trying to see. Oh, I was trying to see what was going on with YouTube.
It's not working.
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
I'm trying to see who. I want to know who Crypto Balls is.
Who? Somebody's name is Crypto Balls.
You out already? Come on. Yeah, 100% some communities. You grew up rich.
You
Crypto Balls. So I feel like Crypto Balls would be like I would expect this to be a troll.
Are we saying Crypto Ball is a person?
Yeah, Crypto Balls is like a person, like it's somebody's alias. So people who watch on YouTube, so people who watch on Facebook are probably more engaged, but you also have to identify yourself on Facebook. Right? On YouTube, you can watch, you get all the same stuff, but you don't have to identify yourself,
Gotcha.
and you can come up with an alias. So most of my trolls, like if you troll me on Facebook, Tiger, Patah, like I got they gon' troll your ass right back. On the they will get you for the rest of your life. On YouTube, you can't track. It's harder to track the people. So I'm always leery of engaging there because it's like I'll be having a real conversation, trying to answer their questions, and it's really somebody who is trying to. A lot of the politicians who are pissed off or who want to watch but don't want their name to show up, they be over there. It's funny because their assistants be saying, I watch your show all the time. My boss watches your show. It's funny because
people be watching your show. I was driving in. I missed my exit because I cannot believe people were logging in like at 5:50. I'm like, you have like some true lion den. What they call it, the den lion den, the den. Waking up at 6 o'clock.
Yep. Oh, LJ in here.
Hey, LJ.
LJ is on the he on the YouTube.
Yes, LJ.
You're not trolling Crypto Balls. I'm not saying you
I
are.
don't know if I like that name, Cryptical Ball. Like, I don't know if I love your name, Crypto Ball. I don't understand it. Crypto Balls.
That's too funny. I had a really good joke.
Oh, somebody said Brian House from Jersey. Hey, what's
Brian
up?
House, no, it's good. I mean, if you look,
Carrie still.
if you look at the heat map shows you got people into. Nah, I'm into crypto. Okay.
Huh? You still talking to crypto?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out who crypto. See, I be like, the other part is I don't mess with YouTube because then I be wanting to know who it is. Like, are these people that I know?
Do they have a face on it though? Like they don't have
No,
a face?
especially when they do the whole no. What's up, Kenneth Powell? What's up, Greg Ballard? But thus far, Crypto Balls ain't tripping. He says she cool too.
Who?
Tara Scott. I hate saying Crypto Balls.
No, they're right. Crypto balls. Just
Oh, crypto. Okay, crypto. All right, let me get to the YouTube.
Oh, Tamiko said y'all have to get up at they have to get up at 5 a.m. Okay, tell me something, cause I'm not normally. I only see this time of day when I'm coming in.
Right. Can I tell you this? The funniest story I used to always say was when I first started doing this job, I would be leaving out at the time that I was coming in before, and I was like, I would see dudes on the other way headed in. I'd be like, it's not gonna work though.
No, Monday I did it so wrong. Monday I went to my good friend Percy Beatty. They had like a service honoring him at church. I didn't get in the house till 11:30. I didn't get to bed till like 2 a.m. I had to be here at 5:50. By 2:30 in the afternoon, I was at the computer like, you know, like how what's her name on the Tina Turner movie? Angela Bassett, when she was doing them drugs, she was sitting at the thing like this. And she was going. That's how it was. Like I was like, okay, yeah, I gotta go to bed.
It's a lifestyle adjustment. When people tell me, Maze, you lost so much weight, it's because I be looking at a beard like, no. One of them, I'm on a slippery slope.
I had a drink this week.
Right? See, think about that.
I had it on Monday. I told you I did it all wrong. I had a drink on Monday. I went to my friends. I was at Tao. I went to dinner at Tao. Then hung out with Percy and them, and I was hurting.
I'm gonna tell you, all it takes is one good time for that alarm to do this morning show is truly a lifestyle change.
It is.
And you have to say, like, everybody I know, like literally at freaking 5 o'clock, I start getting nervous if I'm not making my way home because I'm like, I need to be.
I was like, okay, 8:30 is getting late. 8:30.
I be thinking. I used to be like the time I'm like under the bed. I'm like. I used to be out during this time. I'd be leaving out the door. I remember me and Vince and Kenny used to leave out the crib. I'd be like, Kenny, you coming through it? He'll honk at 11:30.
Right.
And I'll come outside at 11:30.
Right. And like last night, like Vince called me like about 10:30. I was like,
Oh, that was great too.
Oh, you like that? Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. I'm messing with Joseph. Yeah, I like that. That's dope.
And Vince kept saying, I know you gotta get up in the morning. Let me tell you this. I know
Right.
you gotta get up-
Oh, don't talk to
Let me
Vince.
tell you this.
Like, you gotta.
He got me up to 11:15.
And Vince is gonna talk to you for an hour. Vince, and he gonna tell you the same story. He gonna tell it to you about 15 different versions. And he gonna be like, look.
He said, one more thing before you go to sleep. I'm like, that's why I texted you that late, because that's when I got off the phone with Vince.
I was like,
I was
is y'all all right? Don't you ever come around here? Don't wanna see your face, you better disappear. The fire's in their eyes and their words are really clear. So beat it. Just beat it. You better run, you better do what you can. Don't wanna see no blood, don't be a macho man. That wanna be tough, better do what you can. So beat it. But you wanna be bad, just beat it. Beat it. No one wants to be defeated. Showing out funky, strong as your fight. It doesn't matter who's stronger. Just beat it. Just beat it, beat it. Just beat it. Beat it, just beat it, beat it. Ugh. You are tuned into the Talk of Chicago 1690 AM. I'm your host, Maze Jackson, sitting in with me as she has been all week. It is Miss Wine T. Wine, I seen you doing the Michael Jackson beat it. Now, y'all know, and Sonya back there getting hers on, too. Now, let me tell y'all what. We got to say what's up to the morning show team. It's the top of the hour. That's right. At 7:08, got to say what's up to Annette Flournoy in the newsroom, as well as Miss Sonya Escobar. She is the musical conductor of the Soul Plane. Hey, y'all, one more time, I want to send a big shout-out, condolences to the family of Alderman Walter Burnett, who lost his nephew to senseless gun violence yesterday. And I just want to put it in perspective, y'all, that for all of the stuff that we talk politically, right, we can't let the debate and the dialogue get so far away that we forget our humanity. So I just want to send our prayers up. You know, I was thinking about Sonya, and I'm going to give you a minute to find this, but you know, talking about civility, I was thinking about the state representative, Stephanie Kifowit. Did you hear the lady who said she wanted to boil a brew? Listen to this, because I'm going to tell you this. This happened yesterday in Springfield. Now you know, Juan, Springfield, you know I got a special affection for Springfield.
I know, and it's just amazing. You just smile when you say Springfield.
Because
I
it's...
just think of The Simpsons.
Shoot. Well, Mr. Burns is running the state. Speaker Burns is running the state. But you know what? I'm gonna tell you, one of my best experiences in life. I also think it's one of the worst experiences in life, because I feel like I lost my innocence in Springfield, my political innocence. But I know that one day is where our political power. You know our boy Art Turner.
Yes.
Art Turner Jr.
Yes.
Art Turner Jr. is probably about to be the second highest ranking and person in leadership in Springfield Black.
Awesome.
Art is preparing to ascend, and so I have excitement for our future. I think that everybody's trying to wait out the clock on Mr. Burns, right? Everybody like, let Mr. Burns go on his way. We gonna just go ahead and sit this out. Once Mr. Burns gone, we gonna do our thing. But yes, you know, I was wondering, has Trump hostility started to seep into the Democratic way of doing things? Like, are we now getting to a point where everybody feels that they're uncivil? Like on both sides, and it is the way of doing things. Let me check out what this state representative, Stephanie Kifowit from Illinois, I think she's from Schaumburg. I knew her, I used to lobby her in Springfield. Check out what she told one of her colleagues she wanted to have happen. Go ahead, Sonia.
To the representative from Lombard, I would like to make him a broth of Legionella and pump it into the water system of his loved one so that they can be infected, they can be mistreated, they can sit and suffer by getting aspirin instead of being properly treated, and ultimately die.
Go back, Rich. She said, what's the last thing she said? Ultimately die. Say that one.
Die.
That's what she said to her. That's what. Now, you would expect to hear that from Donald Trump.
Right.
I can expect to hear that from Donald Trump. Could you expect that? What could you expect to hear that from a female legislator, a woman?
Does she have a man? She hostile. She need a man.
Oh,
Die.
don't no man want that.
I know.
Because think about the man thinking like, she said, think about what it took to put that together.
Put that whole thing together.
Rewind that. Just rewind that.
That's deep.
Go one more time. Just one more again.
To the representative from Lombard, I would like to make him a broth.
A broth.
Of Legionella and pump it into the water system of his loved one so that they can be infected, they can be mistreated, they can sit and suffer by getting aspirin instead of being properly treated, and ultimately die.
Oh, poor baby.
Who says that?
She need a man.
You see, now if I said that,
I'm just keeping it real. Like literally when women get like that, like she sat there all day. She's like, I can't wait to say this. I can't wait to say this.
so are you suggesting that she needs to get the somebody needs to straighten out?
I'm gonna go watch a Jill Scott video and let like.
Yeah.
She needs something. She needs something.
Ooh-wee.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you.
That is evil.
That was. I just think.
That is
Did you
evil.
go to a barbecue?
Huh?
Huh?
You
I can't hear you. Did I go to a barbecue at the house? She came to a barbecue at my house.
She did?
Yeah.
Was she nice?
Yeah. You know what? So
didn't bring
representative.
anything to eat, did you?
Nah, hell no. First of all, I'm gonna just be honest with you. When I go to white folks' house, I got to see who cooked. I got to go see the kitchen. Cause I got to just see. Cause sometimes people just don't be.
I mean, I have to do that with everybody. If you have dogs, and I have a dog. Like my dog cannot come in the kitchen when we I have.
That's a black dog.
everything.
That's a black dog. Did you see that video of that white dude that was tongue kissing that dog on
Yeah.
Facebook? And the dog
I got a
was.
lot of friends that kiss their dogs in the mouth. It's disgusting.
You got a lot of friends. They really your friends.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Uh,
But I don't let them kiss me on the cheek.
you break out. You have a
Good skin.
kiss it all in the mouth. Dog, kiss the dog.
God.
All right. Check this out. All right. So I'm gonna ask y'all another question. Do you remember the story of Adrian Peterson? About 4 years ago, Adrian Peterson was accused, or actually found guilty of whipping his child with a switch.
Mm.
For that, he was suspended from the Minnesota Vikings. He was eventually suspended from the NFL. He got back, but he lost a ton of money. And he came back just the other day and said that he still whips his kids with a switch. As a matter of fact, he had to use a belt the other day. Now, I was upset when they took him out the league for whooping his kids. I done had some whoopings, and part of the point of getting a whooping is to get you some welts.
Right.
So the question is he crazy for whipping his kids?
No.
Or is it, because I always think of my mama say, I'm going to take you out before these streets do.
Yeah.
So I want to ask the WVON family, do you think that Adrian Peterson was wrong to admit that he still whips his kids? Do kids need to get whoopings?
Yes.
Oh, why?
Yes.
You think kids need to get whoopings?
If they got whoopings, we can have that Amazon Go store.
Huh?
If they got whoopings, we can have that Amazon Go store.
Oh! Can I tell you what, though? I'm going to tell you that there is a distinct... So do you think kids should fear their parents?
Yes. I still fear mine, and I'm 44. I still fear my parents, but in a good way, because I learned we got discipline in whooping. I was scared of whooping, and I knew, like, I stole from the store, she whooped me, and then I stopped stealing because you're more scared of your parents than you are of the law.
Can I tell you what? That is so true. I'm gonna tell you, and I think that there needs to be a healthy fear of kids of their parents, because then when they go do what they want to do, and you in the store and they like, shut up, Becky.
Yeah.
Oh, you sure stupid. Then you all like, right. Then you get these people talking like this.
And my thing is, I always tell people, like, look, you know, if you're on air, touch your neighbor and say whoop your kids, because in the correct way. And because but the thing about it is when you're whooping them, you let them also understand why they're getting the whooping. You just don't just start just wailing at them, but let them understand, because like with me, it started to hurt me to see my dad cry of disappointment. I'll be like, just give me the whooping, just give me the whooping. I don't want to see you hurt like this. You know what I mean? So I think a lot of it is that if people discipline their child by whooping them, not saying, oh, you did wrong, go on a timeout. No, they need to fear, because a lot of them end up doing wrong in society.
And then I think about it, if you don't fear your parents, what do you, like, there's no sense. Man, I'm going to tell you what, I went to jail. And I told them, I don't care how long. Don't you call my parents. Don't you tell my parents I'm sitting up in this Champaign County jail. And the next thing, they was like, dog, I mean, it's jail. I was like, you know my parents? I'll sit right here. It's the Talk of Chicago 1690. We'll be back.
Yes.
More of the morning show with Maze Jackson coming up.
Nicole said, Nicole, I don't agree with you. Discipline is necessary. Whoopings are not. Oh, yes, they are.
I tell you what, who got whooped?
I got
whooped.
I got whooped.
Let's compare the kids who got whooped compared to the kids who didn't get whooped.
Exactly.
And let's talk about, not beat. Whoop. Not abused. Whoop. You know, let me tell you, if you ain't never got that, wha-pow. You don't know when a mama look at you like this and the kid straighten up.
Because you know you don't want that.
You know what time it is.
That one good whooping, you like, I don't want to repeat that. Like, and they give you that look like you go in the store. You ain't getting nothing. You ain't touching nothing. Don't you look at nothing.
Yeah.
You get that. When you get that, you already know you don't want that whooping coming. And then they do it, and then you definitely don't want it when they do it in public. Like, don't come to your school. Like, you get in trouble, they come to that school. And it don't even be the whooping. They just be like, pop, pop, pop. You like, oh.
How about this? This is the one. This the one. You ever been cutting up? You been messing up? You been acting out? And then you look up and it's like, I never forget. I was a smart kid. I would get straight A's and all checks because I would be done with my work, and then I would talk to everybody else. So it would be Maze with the A, and everybody who sat around me had like C's and D's, because I was like, what you doing? And everybody wanted. So I remember I would be scared to bring my report card home.
Right.
And I remember my old man was like, you want me to come whoop you in that school?
Right.
I was like, nah, man. So, you know how you can be good for a couple days?
Right.
Then you be like, you done forgot? I will never forget. I was in the middle, I don't know what the hell I was doing, but it wasn't right. And you know how you look, and you know school had them little sliver in the windows, and I seen him in the window. And he was one of them dudes that was on call, so he didn't have to go to work, so he could pop up anytime. And he was just looking in the window, and it's like, you know how you like, then you be trying to figure out, how can I move this move to not be like, I was finna go over here.
Right.
Man, you gotta have, I feel like kids need you don't gotta beat your kids, but I do feel like the kids need to know what's capable.
And all you need is one, and some kids need to be disciplined more than others. Like with me, I didn't like whooping, so I tried to be the right. My sister Tasha, it was like, girl, when you gonna learn? You like these? It was so funny. One time my brother, he stole some soap from the store, and he was going to lay tag. And he was so scared to call my parents, he called my cousin Daniel and tried to make Daniel be like my daddy. And my mama found out. And at one point, she had to get her dentures. So she came up there not only like that, but she embarrassed them. She came with no teeth in her mouth. She came with a rag on her head and like embarrassed the heck out of him. And he ain't stole since. You know, because he didn't like.
Is this the one that's the city councilor?
Now he's the city councilor. But he stole, but then he knew that mother was going to like get up in there.
Oh, God.
Yes.
Hey, let me tell you what. Let me tell you what. A hard-headed kid, I'm telling you, a good SWAT, like, and some people, like, it's the shock of it all sometimes. Right. Like, let me tell you, it's the.
We did everything.
Okay, the worst though, you ever got a whooping coming out the bathtub?
That you did them dishes, you be like, oh, you got them like,
You ever got the windmill whooping? I used to get the windmill whoopings. Here go the windmill whooping. Boy, I told you, you better get your butt up. The worst whooping, the worst story I had for a whooping, one time I knew I was getting it, and I was like, and I had these bunk beds. And I was like, man, if I could get under the bed, he can't get me, right? And I, like, because he could get down.
right.
But I could get further enough back that he couldn't reach me. So if I just got close to the
wall.
So I feel like he got a little bit of my pants leg, so I'm trying to hold on to something. I grabbed the weights. But the weights that are under the bed are like, there's 2 weights on a bar, so it's like wheels. So it's like, I'm trying to hold on like this gonna be heavy, and it's like, it rolled me out. And I just took the upside down ass whooping.
Right. That's what I said. It's different level. Like my brother Bruce, he didn't have to get a whooping. He was just scared. I had to get some whoopings. Tasha got like the beat down because she was just hard headed. So yeah, it's different levels to whooping your kids because it depends on.
Oh, we back.
We back. Keisha said, if you move, I'm gonna hit your knee.
Hey, when I do Frank, play right way and the wrong way. You are tuned in to the Talk of Chicago 1690 AM. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Sitting in with me is Miss Juan T. And Juan, I think we must have had some similarities in our growing up.
Yeah.
Because Adrian Peterson admitted in an interview, which might have just been crazy for him to do. Right. As a high-profile athlete that already got in trouble for whooping your kids, because white folks love to whoop, they love to be able to package you as an abuser.
Right.
So maybe he shouldn't have said anything, but it got me to thinking about the whooping. And I'm going to tell you, I think I was a whooping professional. Because you know what I had a problem with?
What?
I used to lie. Right? I used to lie. And it'd be like I remember one time my parents was like, "Did you eat frosting today?" And I was like, "No, what do you mean?" No, and then they give you like 10 chances to lie. Right. And you be like, "No, I didn't have any of the frosting because I used to like the frosting in the tubes, that you've been decorated cake." Right. So I would go in there and just squeeze some and eat it. Did you? No, what are you talking about? No. Are you sure? And then they sweeten. They give you all the breadcrumbs to get your out. Nope. Don't look down to see that my whole jersey is covered with the frosting because I'm in 5th grade and I'm trying to squeeze it in my mouth and it's all over my jersey. And so as I'm taking the whooping, right? And it's like, why you lie? I don't know. Cause I used to get in trouble back then. But I feel like it was a breakthrough moment one time when I told a lie and got the whooping and was like, you know what? Don't lie, no whooping.
Exactly.
And then I made the connection. And I'm going to tell you, they used to try and talk to me. They used to try that Brady Bunch stuff. Right. Oh, son, you can be like George Washington. You should never, did you chop down the cherry tree? They tried all them tactics.
Right.
They was, my parents was the focus on the family, Dr. Dobson. Right. So they watched the child psychologist. I remember one day, they was like, man, bust all this. Well, go get the belt. And I'm going to tell you, we had a whooping belt, and they used to always make you go get it.
Exactly. You knew where it was hanging.
They had it hanging. And it would be like, I would go in my parents' room, and when they wasn't there and I wasn't in trouble, and that mug would just be sitting there like, da-da-da-da. So let me ask y'all a question. Do you think that we need to whoop kids? Because I sure don't want. When I see the white kids be like, listen, Linda, listen. Like, who are you talking to? If I say what to my mama? What? Mason, yes. You say what? Mom, what? What? Ah, man, please.
My one cousin used to say how kids put their tongue. They say something, put their tongue right here. Put your tongue right there.
All right, let's go to the phone lines. If you don't whoop a kid, what's the punishment? Because I'm just telling you, some of these hard-headed black kids, but hard-headed kids, period. Because timeout ain't working for some of these kids. Isaac, you say whooping not the way to go. Which way do we go, man?
As far as like whipping our children, that's an indictment on how bad parents are. You got to break down and whip a child. It's idiot law.
My parents was good parents.
It was amazing. I had a good day. I don't know what you talking about. I had a good day.
Yeah, and that's a lot of times that same type of abuse carries over for our children when they become teenagers and adults. Thinking, you know what? If I beat somebody, that'll fix the problem every time. That's a terrible way to raise a child.
I disagree.
You can disagree all day, but it doesn't make it untrue.
Isaac, so give me a favor. Wait, no, that's not Frank. That's Bruce.
Bruce?
Is that Bruce, right?
No, my name's Isaac.
Okay, Isaac, I'm sorry, I got you right. Okay, so Isaac, so how do you discipline your children? Like when they done went to the edge, how do you bring them back?
There's always consequences on how to discipline a child. You just don't have to beat them.
What do you do?
What do you do?
Okay, some of the things that I've done with my daughter, who was a great child, never had to resort to beating her. What I've done is taking things away from her. What I've done is not allow her to do things that she wanted to do. What I've done is ensure that the discipline I'm trying to instill in her was consistent. So it didn't have to always get to the edge of something. That's how.
Okay, I'm with you. I don't think you always got the answer's not always a whooping.
Right, we're not saying we I don't know if you heard, we said there's different levels to it. There's some you don't even have to discipline in the way of whooping, but there's some you have to.
Right.
So we agree with you on that.
Yeah.
But that, I don't think it justifies saying a good parent versus a bad parent if you decide to whoop your child.
Not abuse, but I
And
mean
not abuse.
you
Not
get-
abuse. There's a difference between abuse and whooping.
All right, cause you know what I'm saying? Like I got all of them. I had a range of punishment. Now I tell you what's worse to a kid these days though. Take that phone.
Take that phone.
Take that, but then you take that phone and it might be worth it. But the problem with taking the phone is it become more of a problem for you than them, cause you be like, where you at? What you doing? You turn on that phone, I see what you're on.
Right.
All right, let me see what my man Frank got to say. Frank, do you whoop kids?
Yes, sir, my brother and sister. Good morning to you. Well, the Bible does say you spare the rod, you spoil a child. I do believe in that. But above the toddler stage, take away their privileges, like the brother was saying. I never had to whoop any of my kids. I just had to pedal my daughter one time. Just a couple of whacks on the back up Pampers and she stopped. But maybe that Adrian Peterson thing, he got what he deserved. Because there's a right way and there is a wrong way. And from the pictures and the photos that I saw multiple long, deep red lashes across this child's genital areas. That's not a whooping. That's like a POW, you know what I'm saying? Torture. That was torture. That's not a whooping. You see what I'm saying?
Frank said that is a right and a wrong way to whoop a kid. It's a right and a wrong way. Let me tell you. Let me go through the arsenal. Let me go through my family arsenal of right and wrong way. So tell me this was right or wrong. A switch.
Right.
A belt.
Right.
A hand.
Yes.
A dog leash.
A dog. We didn't have it. The dog was just loose.
How about this one? Extension cord.
That's to the highest degree you just bad as hell. That's that one that sent me. I'm like,
When they got the extension cord.
It's a situation.
we got to break some bad habits right here. Look, when we come back, we're going to continue these callers. I see you. Give us a call, 773-591-1690. Is it wrong to whoop your kids? Adrian Peterson he lost a contract money, and he still said, I'm still whooping my kids. Talk Chicago 1690. We'll be back.
Yeah.
Live from the WVON newsroom. Here's our news.
Just thinking about discipline and whooping, one of the best ways to get a children to pay attention is simply, put a cigarette out on their chest or their hand.
I wasn't ready for that one.
I had a coworker once, and he was totally twisted. And he would when he would meet people for the first time, or he would just he would mess with them, and he'd be like, "Oh yeah, well I used to be like 400 pounds, but I had the surgery." He would just make up stuff and mess with people's heads for no reason, because he could, I guess. some of the stuff he came up with, he would throw that out at you, you know. It's like,
Right.
oh, my parents used to abuse me, you know, and sit there, and I'd be sleeping, and they'd wake me up by putting a cigarette out of my face. And I'm like, but he was a trust fund baby. His parents loved him.
Mm-hmm.
So he can have an attitude like that at work. It really didn't matter. You know,
Right.
you know what I mean?
Right.
He was the guy who always told the boss, no. Because he could.
That, you know what? That's a wonderful feeling.
It is. And you know what?
No.
He would get respect too.
Yeah.
He would get respect because he didn't need to work.
Right.
But he liked to work.
He liked to work.
He liked to work, and he said what was on his mind. If he didn't think something was right with what the boss was doing, upper management,
I love that.
he would let him know.
Right. I love that.
And no uncertain words.
Wow.
Hey, man.
We used to call him the equalizer.
Kid, you tell them. Kids need to touch up every once in a while.
A tune-up.
Man. Now, it was a point when I was bad, they was like, now I tell you, well, hang on a second.
So my family had a cat of 9 tails, which was a small, like broomstick handle with a bunch of leather straps nailed in the end of it.
What?
And just it was never used.
Uh-huh.
It was brought out and it was slammed on the table or on the couch
Right.
or on the chair, and that was enough.
That's a subliminal
That was
message,
that
real.
that was enough. Never touched the skin or the the clothing, pants, or your body, but it just coming out and hit that noise of the whoosh whoop and the smack and the sound of it. That did the trick.
Oh, I bet it did. I bet it did.
Let me tell you, baby, I'm yours for the taking. For you, babe. Do what you please. Don't take my love for granted. I'm all you'll ever need. Y'all don't want, man, y'all do not ever, let me tell you what you don't ever want to do. See me with the Key Sweat CD for a karaoke contest. Cause I'm tell you, boy, cause it's a right and a wrong way to love somebody. Man, no more daddies, little girl. Oh, oh, oh. You know what my other one was? I wanna go outside
Why you do your whole side?
in the rain. It may sound crazy, it may sound, but I wanna go outside.
Was that a
Go outside in the rain. Now I think I'm gonna cry. Now I don't want you to see me cry. No. Y'all ain't ready. Y'all ain't ready. Y'all just not ready for me.
Who is this? Alex, yeah, he said it. I think that's Alex. He said, I got the
Crypto, you in the game today, boy.
Crypto still on?
Crypto going in.
Crypto, I'm gonna need you to just go back crypto.
As a Christian, I can say that Jesus said, I want you to beat your children. What are you talking about? Dang, Colin. Jesus said what he said. The Bible, I think Colin think he on the other Maze Jackson page. He think he on Reverend Maze Jackson page. What, 2 pair of jeans on.
Oh, remember that used to wear?
I couldn't, no, hell no. I used to get the shit, like, they used to get the, hold on. Like, I tried to, we used to do.
I did that. I put on pairs of pants.
What I had, my old man was not, he was not a butt whooper. He was a back whooper.
Back whooper.
Your back was getting it. It used to be like, and boy, I swear to God, I was like, hey man, what do you think this is, Roots? He'd be like, I want you to stand by the bunk beds and hold the edges. No. What?
The one guy was like, he had the whip. I'm like, I had whips. I mean, that's my sister, but is he going away? Is he going away? You used
to go home. When you got a whooping, everybody knew your parents knew they was getting a whooping. You used to come out and be like, it didn't even hurt. It didn't even hurt. Run. You be like, your junk be all whelped up. It didn't even hurt. You like, oh, I don't want to play. No. I want to, no. I don't want to play. Hey, man, that's why I'm growing up, damn it.
Right. Oh, my God, that's so funny. Oh, that was a good question.
They saying we're abusing our child. That ain't abuse. Okay.
Hey, you used to
Now,
remember your parents saying, "Oh, you want abuse? You want to call them?
you want to
pack your stuff, like pack your stuff."
remember this? I'm gonna run away.
I'm gonna run away.
You run away.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Go ahead and go.
Run away. Then you think you're gonna get a whooping for running away. I'm sorry.
No, I used to go downstairs. We used to go out one door and be outside. I used to just go out. I'm running away, and I sit down there in the bottom of the stairs, just sit there. I didn't miss anything.
Hey, did you see the latest case of black while being black?
No.
Black while walking your drunk neighbor home to make sure they get home safe. So drunk, not black neighbor, out intoxicated, neighbor comes across, helps them home, but in the meantime somebody called the police on the drunk guy.
Oh,
Poor black people, man.
So the cops show up, he's just standing outside his house, you know, he's not drunk.
right.
And but they think he's the guy that they call him. And he explains to him, and he doesn't want to give them. Why do I have to tell you where he lives? I brought him home. He's home now. You know. He had a little bit of weed on him.
Ain't nothing wrong with little women from the earth. Oh, Regina, thank you. One sounded good all week.
Come back.
Thank you.
I've been there for years. Come down like a monsoon. Listen to the bass go boom, explosion. Power in. Yep, shower in. To make you call the cops. Dare, stare, you better move. Don't ever compare. Sliced and dice, competition playing a price. I'm gonna knock you out. I'm gonna knock you out. I'm gonna knock you out. Mama said knock you out. I'm gonna knock you out. Mama said knock you out. I'm gonna knock you out. Mama said knock you out. You are tuned into the Talk of Chicago, 1690 AM. I'm your host, Maze Jackson, and sitting in with me is Juan Teagan. Juan, I'm starting to feel like maybe we're a little too old school for people.
I think so.
Because it's like, I think, when did black people start taking time outs? Maybe that's why you said it right, though.
Right.
No, that's why we can't have an Amazon Go, because y'all won't even whoop y'all kids.
They won't whoop them.
Let's go to the phone line and see what the people say. Should you still whoop your kids? And if not, what's your form of discipline? Reese, you're on the Talk of Chicago. All right, how about yourself? Hello? Okay. Find it. Oh, go ahead. Come here. Man. All right. I appreciate that, Reese. Okay. Let's go to Keith. Keith, you're on the Talk Chicago, 1690 AM. All right. Hi, Keith. Talk to us. What's going on?
All right. Yeah, well, see, the thing is about Adrian Peterson and the thing specifically, this dude put a child in the hospital. That ain't no spanking or whatever. That's a beat down, and you don't do that. And why are people so stupid nowadays? When they do these stupid acts, they brag about it on Facebook or Twitter. I don't get that.
Now that part I be seeing when people be whooping up on their kids and putting them, because everybody want to do something for social media. But can I say this? Let's be clear that the child was put in the hospital by the mom who was angry, right? So it wasn't that the kid, the ambulance had to come. You got an angry mom Like when y'all think about the real story, it was the angry mom who called the police after he disciplined his son. So he came home from the weekend with daddy and you ain't do right, and daddy felt like he put the whooping on you. Now that's also interesting because it also seems like it's revenge. I hear about people talking about fathers not being responsible, but like I feel like a strong-willed man sometimes got to be channeled in the right direction.
Right.
Everybody does. Now I got like my son. He probably touched one of them wood paddles, and I think after that wood paddle, I think he was like, oh no. We talk about that. Right. We be like, remember that? He'd be like, oh yeah, hold on. Right. Let me reconsider. But I think you've got to figure out what it is to establish some sort of discipline. Like your kid, like the people who can look at their kid and the kid be like, hold it.
Right.
You like those kids when they come to your house.
Right.
It's the ones that come to your house that tell stuff and be like, stop it, Johnny. You stop it, Susan.
Right.
George, you want to talk Chicago. Do you whoop your kids? George, turn off that turn signal. Talk to me.
Yeah, you whoop your kids. You know, that's the problem we have now with all the violence and stuff going on. They ain't just thinking. When I was a kid, we had a little strap. When I became a teenager, that strap was worn out from all my cousins. My great-grandmother used to braid switches. Raise them.
Well, yes.
Yes, we got it. We got it.
Man,
Yes.
You know what? We had a willow tree. You ever had a willow switch?
Did they go make you get it?
Yeah, go get it. But you did. And then the problem is, how did you pick the switch? Did you pick thick? Cause see, I always felt like the whipping.
The middle. The thin,
see, that's
the thin one hurt too bad.
See, I feel like you gotta get the hard one, cause it's a dull pain. It's like when that sucker wrap around and be whoosh, whoosh.
But the thick one, they'll be like, go get another one.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Bruce, you on the Talk of Chicago 1690. Should you whoop your kids? Bruce!
Hello, how are you this morning?
I'm all right.
Brother.
Is that Bruce T? What's up, Councilman?
I'm awesome and amazing. I'm loving this talk show this morning. But look, Juan and I have different opinions about whooping. I believe you talk to kids. One, talk to them because they're children. They're people. The other thing is like, our dad, even though he whooped us, he gave us 2 licks, but he talked to us.
Exactly, that's what I said.
For an hour. So we didn't want to, continue. I think you set boundaries. Don't sit on the porch and say, stay in front of the house. I think you walk the line with the kids, and, on the sidewalk and say, I want you to go here to here. These are your boundaries. And the other thing is keep your word. Because people keep saying, if you do that again, I'm going to get you. Or, what did I tell you? They keep just going in circles and they never keep their word and provide that punishment. The other thing is allow children to be children because they like to run and play. And if you don't take them out all day, what you think they're going to do? They're going to jump on the bed, all that other stuff. So let kids be kids.
I'm with you, Bruce, but can I tell you something? Like when my parents would take me outside and show me the line, they would be like, see this line, don't go. You can go anywhere in the world you want to go. Just don't go past this line. I had an attraction to that line.
Right.
And then I'd be like, ooh, let me stick my foot on it.
And my brother knows, with Tasha like me, Brucey, he didn't like the whoopings. Like he stole that soap. He called my brother Tanya to be his daddy because he knew what my mother was about. So he didn't need to get the whooping. I was that mid-level whooping person. Like you gotta whoop me but that talk from my daddy, he ain't like my daddy would talk for an hour.
Oh yeah.
An hour.
Did your daddy talk for an hour and you was hoping that maybe you was talking yourself out of whooping?
Yes.
And then it'd be like, okay.
But my daddy would cry like, I hate to do these, baby, but I gotta do it. And it'd be 2 licks.
I'ma tell you.
We didn't need the whooping.
No, but
Tasha did. Hey, Bruce, let me just tell you what, man. Congratulations on getting elected. And man, I watched your campaign on Facebook via WVON, and I just want to say it's important to see us take a role and not just sit back, as you were saying with the kids, but getting involved. So I want to say I'm proud of you, man, and thank you for calling all the way from Iowa. All right?
All right, enjoy the morning.
All right, you got my, how many of y'all remember this story? I want y'all, I believe that the whooping in the black community is a fact of life. And you know what the story that just captures it all for me? I don't know if y'all remember Eddie Murphy when he told this story, but Sonia, play the clip.
I had a mother that would throw a shoe at you at the drop of a dime and cue up wherever she was aiming. With bang with her shoe, she would like carry it like a gun. By the time I was like 10, my mother was like Clint Eastwood with a shoe. And you got my mother walk in the room with like... Why'd you eat the ice cream off the floor? I didn't know I could...
It's the WVON morning show. Y'all remember that from Eddie Murphy? Eddie Murphy, like, man, his mama, I'm just saying, everybody got a mama whooping story, don't
Everybody.
you? Most black people do. If you don't, we probably need to be called, we probably calling them from the penitentiary. Hey, when we come back, speaking of the penitentiary, I hope these dudes get exactly what they deserve. When we come back, Kimberly Agoyan will talk to us about the corrupt cops on trial. Is the blue code of silence potentially going to be broken with this case? We'll talk about it more when we come back. Kimberly Agoyan is a Talk Chicago 1690.
More of the morning show with Maze Jackson coming up on the Talk.
That was a good one. And you told on your brother, he like, hold it.
He said, hold on, let me call in. I said, I remember that so.
Dad with my brothers, we had to visit him in jail. Who?
Who? All right, while ladies are taking a break, I'm going to say hello to everybody who's out there. Oh, hey, Big Nasty, Tager, Amisha Cross, my cousin Terry, Mike Brown, you going in this morning. Let's see, who else is on here? Ladies be going through it real good, I don't be knowing. Leah, Patrice. May's got the thing wrong here. Oh, y'all don't see nobody. Hold up. Oh, y'all see me? Hey, y'all. I'm taking May's seat. Dang, May, sit up, huh? Why you sit up? Oh, he have a special chair. May's got his own special chair. Wait, look at this, y'all. Look. His chair is blue. Wait, look. You see that? Look. Now, when y'all see my chair don't look like this.
Like what?
I said he has a special chair.
No, I don't. You can go get you one. I just like this chair because it raises up higher. This is like a stool, right? So it really is uncomfortable because, like, the table is too low. So my knee, like, if it was where I wanted it, it would be here. I would sit here.
Turn, let me see my chair. Look at my chair. Look how low I am. Look how I go back. Look. See that?
So let me tell y'all. When I'm big like the Breakfast Club, I'm gonna do like when Kevin Hart and them be coming. Like when you sit in that spot, it's gonna be like, you know, the Breakfast Club, you get in the spot, they be like, how much money did you make? You wanna come back here? I'll be looking for your straight up Big Nasty.
Big Nasty.
I'm sure Big Nasty. Okay, I got you. Okay, I got you, Nasty.
Y'all see Mace came back for that seat, Taker. You see he came back for that seat. Oh.
Okay, I got you.
Oh, we gotta give y'all another subject because y'all really going deep on these. Some of y'all been hurt from me.
Some people been abused.
They've been abused. That when you talk about abuse, some of y'all got abused. You
Right. Yeah, that's not a whooping.
Keisha said, "Why don't get a whooping for playing with May's chair?" That was funny.
Y'all, I've been having a good week.
Oh, thanks, Mike. I have a lot of personality. Oh, thank you.
So, we want all of them Heineken artists coming right here on Friday.
They're not gonna get up at 6 to 9.
Call them. We want to
They
record.
call.
Well, we can have them record.
Oh, okay. Because I'm like, that's early. But normally it's on Sundays. They can call because it's on.
Right. So just call and say, I want 5 tickets to give away to my audience so I could be hip.
Oh, that's fine.
So I could be hip. I'm telling you, my audience is our age. I need some events to do for them.
That's easy.
Huh?
That's easy.
I need some events. I need an event planner for them. Look, I got my anniversary party coming. I'm trying to do a breakfast, like a brunch. Oh, we talked about that. I'm gonna send you my deck and let you see all the stuff I got coming.
Oh, Mark Allen, that sister want is seriously structured, focused, and positioned. Come on.
Shut up. See Mark over there. Look.
Oh, me.
Look, now Mark, you should go do Mark's show too. Mark has a online show.
Oh, does he?
Yes.
McNancy, I did not know your name was Nebraska. Nebraska?
His name Kansas.
Kansas
Franklin. He's short, huh?
That was funny. Oh, Tasha, thanks. Oh, Crystal. Hey, Crystal. It's Kate in the wait, Crystal. Yes, Red. I'm from the west side. Thanks, Nicole.
You are tuned in to the Talk of Chicago 1690 AM. I'm your host, Maze Jackson, and sitting in with me as she has been all week, it's Miss Juan Teague. Y'all stay tuned. Coming up in the building, we have mayoral candidate Bill Daley. It's coming up, y'all, so I'm going to tell y'all know I got questions. Problems we need to iron out, so stay tuned. You want to be here at 8 o'clock. But before we get to that, I got to go to the courtroom down on 28th in California to talk to our girl, our lawyer on the scene, Miss Kimberly Agoin, who is giving us daily updates on the trial, the blue wall of silence on trial. Kimberly, how you feeling this morning?
Yesterday, Maze, I'm feeling good. How are you guys? Hi, Juan Teague. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great.
Now, Kim, I'm looking forward to these updates every day. Tell us what is going on with the blue code of silence on trial. What happened yesterday?
So yesterday, there was all kinds of breaking news. First of all, Maze, we talked about the Van Dyke trial, and during that entire trial, I don't think I saw one African-American police officer. Maybe there was one. But yesterday, Sergeant Larry Snelling, he's been a 26-year veteran. He's an expert in use of forms and how to fill out all of those forms, the tactical response forms. He was on the hot seat giving all kinds of testimony about how these forms were not filled out properly, how he would have never labeled Laquan McDonald as an assailant. And, he was definitely armed, but there are a lot of people that the police officers come in contact with who are armed. He was not an assailant. He was not making any moves to the police officers to try and injure them. So he said that was done incorrectly. It was very good testimony done by him. He was very comfortable and controlled, and it was really interesting to hear from him. Next, we had McElligott. That is Thomas Gaffney, who is one of the defendants. McElligott is his partner, and McElligott said that he never felt threatened. He's the one who spent the most time with Laquan McDonald that night. He told Laquan to drop his knife no fewer than 30 times. He didn't even know how many times he told him. But he followed him on foot, says he never felt threatened. He never felt like he was under assault. And even more importantly, he never felt like his partner, Thomas Gaffney, was under assault, which is extremely important because what's at issue are the forms that were filled out saying that all of these officers were under attack and were actually victims of Laquan McDonald. But Maze and Juan T, the blockbuster witness was Dora Fontaine. This is the second time now that I've seen her testify, and she's just problematic all the way around.
Problematic for who?
She's problematic for both sides. She's problematic for both sides, and let me tell you why. Because she has got prior inconsistent statements. She has said certain things to the Inspector General in the past that now she says are not true. For example, she said under oath to the Inspector General and to, probably the grand jury as well, that she saw Laquan McDonald making attacking moves with the knife. And now she's saying, no, I just said he had swaying moves, not attacking moves. I never said that before. But they have her on under oath saying it. But the main issue right now with her, which helps the prosecution, is that she is the only person to come forward and say that David Marks, who is the detective who is under fire right now, told her to write that those officers were assaulted that night and that LaQuan McDonald was the aggressor. She admits that he told her to do it and that she did it. But she also says that he is testifying to other things. He has written other things that she looked on the form and saw her testimony, her statements on the forms. She said, I did not say any of those things. So it's going to be an issue. Will the judge believe her then or will the judge believe her now? That's the problem.
Man, now, I also think, did I hear something else where they were discussing the fact that when she made these, that they were not going to respond to her police calls under distress, etc. Could you explain that part? Because that is the part that's so scary for it, which is part of what makes the blue wall of silence so real. If you're in a life and death situation, break it down for us, Kim.
Yeah, so Maze, you're a movie fan. You saw Serpico. You saw all of those movies where the police officer who is the one police officer who tells the truth, then the other officers won't support them. Well, that's what happened with her. When she came out over a year ago and said that, probably 2 years ago now, and said that these statements that Detective March wrote were not hers, they started calling her a rat. They started saying that they would not support her on the street. She was not worth being supported on the street. Her supervisor had to take her off the street and give her a desk job. That's exactly what happened, because they didn't see her as wanting to protect other officers. So she has a desk job right now. She's making $90,000 a year. Now, that's problematic as well, because the defense attorneys are saying, you are saying anything just to keep your job. If you were to go out now, you wouldn't even be able to get another job at your age and with your skill level. So it's a real mess all around. It's really going to be, who does the judge believe? The one thing that she said, this is the most important thing. David Marsh, who was the detective that night, told me to write down that LaQuan McDonald was the aggressor. It's important because there's no way. Ultimately, when you look at the video, there is a video of her showing up to the scene. And this is why the inspector general ultimately said she should have been fired a long time ago. There's no way she could have seen many of the things that she said she saw. For example, him turning and falling. She was in the car. There's no way she could have heard Van Dyke yelling, drop the knife, because she was in a car coming up to the scene. There are certain things that her statements are so inconsistent. So we just have to see who is the judge going to believe. But yes, she cannot be on the street, Kim, because the officers will not protect her.
See, and we've seen this in all the movies. Kim, who is the judge? Please tell me.
Her name is Dominica Stevenson. She is a former prosecutor. And since she has been a judge, most of the defense attorneys say that she is very pro-police. She will believe what the police officers say. But this is an interesting situation because we don't know how she's going to take this testimony. And this will be the prosecution's star witness, unless they have someone better than her.
And what sentence are they facing? Well, if they are found guilty?
At least 5 years for official misconduct. No one is saying a lot about the actual obstruction of justice and all of that. I have not seen what those terms are, but definitely at least 5 years for the official misconduct. And something else, Maze, I know you don't have a lot of time. There are so many more officers who should be under fire. It should not have just been, there were 10 officers there that night. And so far, it's only Gaffney, March, and Walsh who had left their jobs who are under fire. But
and they got to retire.
Yeah.
Kim, I got to stop you right now. So look, I appreciate it, and I can't wait until tomorrow to get the next update. It is Kimberly, attorney Kimberly Agoin. She is giving us our blue code of silence on trial.
Thanks, Kim.
Thanks, Kim. We'll talk to you tomorrow. It's Talk Chicago. We'll be back after news, traffic, and the weather with Bill Daley. He's running for mayor.
Chicago and the voice of the nation.
Juan, it's time
WVON
for the coffee.
Chicago.
Oh, you out?
I'm out.
Y'all see Maze got me doing coffee runs? You co-host coffee runs.
I want some perfection. Right? Purple Rain say, what's the matter? Your shoes on too tight? I want to see some. All right, y'all, take a moment, share the broadcast. So, there's going to be some serious business on these questions, not crazy Maze. I feel like over the next few weeks as we do these mayoral interviews, I've got to make sure that they are, and I'm going to keep my personality, but I also want to make sure that we are able to give you all some information. So I took some time yesterday and I wrote out everything. I'm not going to freestyle. I want to get through the list of questions. Not sure what order, but I want to get through them because I think that there's some real questions that we need to get taken care of. All right? Talk to you later. I drank it fast, Tiger, because I want to get the I drank it fast, Tiger, because I want to get the I want that other coffee. I'm probably not going to take calls, only because I feel like it's going to be more of a bitch session than getting the hard questions, and I got some real hard questions to ask. So bear with me, y'all. Can you take a moment? Can you share the broadcast? Man, take a moment, share the broadcast, share the broadcast. I got historical questions as well as real-time questions from the past to the present. All right? I got you. Thank you, Juanito. See how she did your boy? All right, Juan, I'm giving you the camera.
Giving me the camera?
Yep. You're going to have to move over. We're going to put Bill center.
Right here?
Yep. So we'll put him center. You move there.
So here?
Actually, you can put him here on this side and then put...
Like what's
Yeah, we can put him here.
where Mara was at?
Yeah. Yep.
And I'll just move over this way.
I'll be back.
Hey y'all. Oh hey Greg, Daley, you watching? Hello.
Okay, let me get a second here and I'll turn it on for you.
Nice to meet you.
Okay, so we're gonna put you right here.
Okay.
All right, and let me get you some headphones.
Thank you.
Whoa.
I know. Maybe that one. Here, use this one. This one doesn't have as much here. You can give me that one. Try that one.
Thanks.
You're welcome. Is that one better?
Yeah, that's better. Great.
Perfect.
Thank you very much.
Oh. Was the traffic coming up?
No, not bad at all.
Really?
No, we came the drive to the Ryan and it was easy.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
How many breaks?
What's that?
How many breaks did you take in this?
We'll take one at about 17 after, we'll take one at 30, and then we'll take one at 47, and then my understanding is you're out after that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I got a call on that.
Oh yeah, you'll be okay. Yeah, you and your brother, y'all look alike.
You got a little more hair than I do.
Yeah, y'all look alike.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
I guess that's a good sign, huh?
That is. Yeah, she
Did
got
you go?
look
Did
alike.
you go to that school that they're closing in Bridgeport?
Yeah, Nativity?
Yeah.
And at the church.
Oh, is that one of the schools that
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they, closed a bunch of them.
Yeah, I saw that in the news.
Consolidated. and all
Right.
that.
It's because
And then they-
more because the members, because their enrollment is low? Yeah.
And the, parishes can't afford it.
Right, yeah.
But the diocese announced that they're buying a $1.3 million house in Lincoln Park for 6 priests for a parish.
What?
Come on. Really?
Wow.
Yeah.
So you're closing on
same
one
day.
thing and then same
And
day.
they're buying a house for
Excuse
priests.
me.
There you go.
Yeah, and it's like, they've got the Cardinal's Mansion, which is with 15 priests in it.
Right?
You know,
And then you're buying one in Lincoln Park.
Lincoln Park for $1.3 million. I mean, and announcing it the
The
same
same
day.
day. Yeah, somebody wasn't thinking.
Somebody's PR, they better get a new PR guy there, I think.
Hello, oh, hi, how are you?
Good, sure.
Good, yes, I've seen you before.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, it was in good places, I hope.
No, it was.
No, I don't, let's leave it at that.
Right.
We'll leave it at that.
What's up, Bill? How you feeling, man?
Pretty
Good
good,
to see
you?
All right.
See you.
I'm feeling the lion's den confidence in here on the
Huh?
I feel the lion.
You feel the lion?
The Lion's Den. Bill Daley in the building.
How you been?
I'm all right, man. No complaints. How about
Is
yourself?
you good right there?
Huh?
Just good here?
Yeah, it's good. Yep. So he told you, huh?
Yeah, he told me that.
Okay. So Facebook Live.
Live all the time,
Never off.
Never off.
No live mic, the whole thing.
No, none of that.
How you doing, man? So I saw you at City Club yesterday. I didn't get to watch it yet. I plan to circle back to it. I didn't realize, my Alderman Burnett is like one of my super tight friends, and yesterday he had a tragedy, so I was running around a little bit, so I did not get a chance. Oh, good.
Too much of that.
Juan, you really, and you don't put any sugar in this?
No sugars in it, just cream.
This is so good.
Coffee I got from Cuba.
Really?
Yes. So, did you tell him what you do? So, Juan is an event planner as well. So, here's my thing. You know, I advocate for black businesses all the time. You're going to probably be doing some awesome events. You should, however Juan can bid to be able to do some of that work, because I'm guessing that you'll probably have some events, some things. You should just get a card, talk to the guys, figure out. There is a whole generation of young, upwardly mobile black business people that oftentimes do not have the introduction into access to people like that. Juan is one of those people. She just got through doing Special Olympics because they were in a pinch, and so they came through. Yeah.
Yeah, that's your daughter. Oh, me and Maura kicked it. Yeah, I didn't know that was your daughter. Yeah, she did mostly all like the PR and marketing and all that. Oh,
She worked for the international.
Yeah, exactly. But she lives here.
Yeah, she lives here, but she started off with Bono's foundation.
Gotcha.
One foundation, then she went to the Clinton Health Initiative.
Right.
But she was about.
No, that's who I had been. So basically, she was handling what's the athlete, the one he had come on one of the planes.
Michael Phelps.
Yeah, so she was handling a lot of him, and so I was working
Guys,
with her with that.
it's time.
Yeah.
You got your headphones?
On the Talk of Chicago, 1690 WVON. Rise and shine. Wake up!
Wake up!
Wake up!
Wake up!
Wake!
Too loud for you? Need it down?
Rise and shine with the WVON Morning Show.
Wake up, wake up, wake up.
Featuring Maze Jackson.
Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
The WVON Morning Show. Call 773-591-1690. Wake up!
And shoot. Loaded cock and aim and shoot. You are tuned in to the Talk Chicago 1698 M. I am the host of the WVON Morning Show. And y'all know how we do at the top of the hour. Gotta say what's up to the WVON Morning Show team. What's up to Annette Flournoy in the newsroom, as well as Miss Sonia Escobar. She's the musical conductor of the Soul Plane. Now, y'all know she is sitting there with me. She's been here with me all week. We've been having a great time. It is Miss Juan Teague. And Juan?
What's up?
You ready?
Yes.
Big time. We in the big time now.
I know.
We are about to, so you know what? Let me tell y'all, on Tuesdays, every Tuesday, sitting right in that same exact seat is our own Amara Inya, but she sits there as now a candidate in the mayor's race. And so I think we're going to make that the mayoral candidate seat. That's the hot seat. Now, here in the hot seat, in the Lion's Den, we have today, you know what, when you mention Chicago, Chicago is synonymous with this name. You cannot talk about the history of Chicago without talking about the history of the Daley family. Right. Obviously, the original Mayor Daley, that was Richard M. Daley. No, that was Richard J. Daley. Right. Then there was Richard M. Daley. Now, both of those guys were mayor, and now sitting here in front of us here in the Lion's Den is Bill Daley, brother of Rich Daley, and he wants to be the mayor of Chicago. Let me ask you a question. Can we get into it? You ready?
I'm ready.
All right, well, let's get into it. So Bill, first of all, welcome to the WVON Morning Show. And let me back up. Let's do it like this. Let's start. And why don't you give us a small introduction and tell our listeners about yourself, and then we'll get into
I
it.
appreciate that, Mace. And thank you for having me on. Look, I'm a lifelong Chicagoan. I've grown up here. I've lived here my whole life. Proud of what I've done in this city. Most of my life's been in the private sector, different than my brother or my father, who were career politicians. I took a different tack. I spent most of my career in the private sector, even though I worked for President Clinton, President Obama, 2 stints, one with Clinton in the late 90s and with Obama in 11, and I'm very proud of that service. But the vast majority of my career has been in business. So when Mayor Emanuel announced that he wasn't going to run, I said, I love the city. I think I can add something to this future of the city, and I want to do it. So I decided at this point in my life, I've been very lucky, that I think I can make a difference. And that's all I'm doing this for.
So, one of the things that I try to do is make sure that we judge everybody on their individual merits as compared to, but we cannot ignore the legacy of the Daley family. And I just want to know, do you feel entitled to be the mayor of Chicago as a Daley?
No, not at all. Look at and what's exciting about this campaign right now is there's somewhere around 21, you mentioned one tomorrow, candidate. There's 21 candidates. No one's entitled to anything in life. You've got to go out and earn it. Nothing I've done in my life. I don't think I was asked by President Clinton to be Commerce Secretary, or President Obama to be his chief of staff because of my last name. So I don't feel entitled, and that's what election's about, and people will make a decision. I hope they decide I can lead this city, but anybody takes anything for granted in life around just because of their name, they usually lose.
Okay, so I appreciate that. Let's go to my next question, which is, so this is WVON, right? And I gotta ask, there are a lot of concerns, a lot of issues. And when you talk about WVON, you think about the history and the legacy of the Black community. Here at WVON, there is, and I would say that even in my estimation, the Daleys have widely been considered as part of the dismantling of Black power, the Black power structure politically in Chicago. Respond to that.
Well, I obviously have a different opinion of that.
Well, tell me yours.
My opinion is both my brother and my father, during their times, worked very strongly, knowing the strength of the African American community in Chicago, the business community, the faith-based community, the political community. I mean, I go back 50, 60 years whenever my dad was mayor and talk about the strong political leadership was there that helped elect him. And the same with Rich, even though Rich got 6% of the vote the first time he ran of the African American community, at the end, he got over 60%. And that was a sign that he worked with the community. So I've seen that, but this election is about the next 4 years. Those who want to go back, that's fine, and look at what was good, what was bad. But we're facing enormous problems right now in the African American community in the city. I gave a speech yesterday and I highlighted the fact that we have lost 400,000 African Americans since 1980 from Chicago. That is fundamentally changing what many of us who grew up in this city felt about this city and the strength of the business community, the political community, the life of this city. It's had a major change, and we haven't talked about it. And if we do not change that, and if we don't, in a broader sense, get our population back to what it used to be, it was 3.6 million 70 years ago. I think that's a stretch to get to that. But I've set a goal in the next 10 years, we should get at least to 3 million people back in the city, 300,000 more people. If we could get and strengthen the Black middle class in Chicago and bring it back to what it was, the largest African American middle class in America was always Chicago, and it was looked at with jealousy around the rest of the country. That's changed. That's fundamentally changed, and for a lot of reasons. But we've got to face up to it and admit that that's the fact, and then figure out how do we change this thing.
So that's a very interesting point when you talk about the population loss. One of the things that we've seen here with our current mayor is a very large push to make Illinois Chicago a sanctuary city where we are recruiting. That when you hear that duck, that's our lame duck. When we mention the mayor, he's a lame duck. Oh. So that quack is.
I was going to say.
What the heck was that? So, so the question becomes, because I'm going to tell you, whether people like to admit it or not, there is a competition for resources in this community, and black people talk about it every day. We had a show here the other day where people called in and said, build that damn wall. I want to know from you, talk to me about the city of Chicago being a sanctuary city. Do you believe it should be?
Yeah, I do. It was created as a sanctuary city by Harold Washington in the 80s, early 80s, okay? And it's been that way since the early 80s. Emanuel didn't start that by any stretch. It was started years and years ago, and every mayor, whether it was Harold, Gene Sawyer, Rich, Emanuel, have kept it that way. Now, that doesn't mean it's a sanctuary city for criminals, okay? That's not the reality, and politicians at the national level throw that around, blah, blah, blah. The strength of this city from its very beginning was its diversity. People came here for opportunities, whether they were Polish, German, Irish, black from the South, from around the world came here because there were opportunities, at the end of the beginning of the last century. And so that strength of our diversity, and right now we're about a third, to be frank with you, a third Hispanic, third black, and third white, and whatever else.
But that's not how the math of the city works out when we talk about contracts, when we talk about who's working, when we talk about who's participating.
Right.
And so when I think of sanctuary here now, what I think of is the fact that we have undocumented workers doing city street repairs, etc., while in those same neighborhoods, there's an 18% black unemployment.
Well, I'm to be honest with you, I don't think undocumented people are doing city work working for the city.
No, they're doing it through a subcontract.
Subcontracting, well, those rules ought to be looked at. They ought to be decided whether or not that's the reality, and especially if you're using federal money for them, they probably prohibit some of that. But the vibrancy of this city is the fact that we've got the diversity we have. I believe the sanctuary cities have worked, and I think we ought to keep it going.
Well, look, let me tell you what. We are talking to Bill Daley. He's a candidate for mayor of the city of Chicago. Look, Juan, I'm going to let you get money in when you come back.
Please.
You're like, I'm trying to get my question in. But, when we come back, you know what? Bill, you're a pretty high profile guy. You know a lot of wealthy people, but the challenge is not the wealthy people. It's really how do we get it down to the streets. And so when we come back, what I want to do is talk about how do we get a rich guy like you to know the guys on the street to make sure that we connect the dots. Talk Chicago 1690. We'll be back.
More of the morning show with Maze Jackson coming up on the Talk of Chicago.
All right.
Yes, that was good.
All right. You made through the first one, okay. All right.
I'm still here.
Well, let me ask you a question. And these are things that I don't think we have a lot of time. Are you challenging anyone?
We're looking at petitions.
Okay.
Whether we actually challenge or not, it's a high hurdle, and there's so many candidates.
Mm-hmm.
So we're looking at the ones that we think are vulnerable, and lots of other candidates are doing the same thing.
Who you think's vulnerable? Did you look at Mendoza's petition, Justin?
We're looking at Mendoza's, we're looking at a whole bunch of them. According to Newsnet last night, there's a lot of speculation going on, whether it's legit.
No coaching, man. No coaching. No coaching. No coaching. No coaching. No coaching.
I don't need any coaching.
Huh?
When is the pass final?
Oh, I don't, you know what?
I know.
Did we have a date already?
Yeah.
When is it?
Sunday is gonna be like a concert. And then Monday is the funeral, and Tuesday will be the burial.
Bill reached out to the family yesterday.
Oh, good.
Nephew?
Oh, no, this is, Pastor, Bass.
All right, come on, man. Let me have my time. This is my other time.
Yeah, we'll get that too.
We talk about that when we get through. All right.
And tell me I'm live on Facebook.
Yeah.
I know that.
We told you was live on Facebook. I tell these people, man, look, tell them you're a big boy. You done came in here now. Right. You're like, dude, I'm not Meet the Press.
Well, if Amara has Tuesdays, can I get Wednesdays?
Hey, man, we can arrange that. Well, I don't know if I think we're in the window now. Yeah, I think probably not. But can I offer that everybody needs to be, do you know who you all need to be advertising on the WVON morning show. I'm just telling you, it's the best place to be.
I haven't started advertising. The only little advertising we've done has been in African
I might tell you.
Papers.
Papers? Oh, okay.
That's the only stuff.
Yeah, I'm just talking smack. But what I do want to do is make sure that I'm going to tell you I'm going to do it for every candidate that comes in here. I just, like JB spent $200 million. He spent $200 million and he can't demonstrate $2 million in the black community. Right? You can't.
But when you define that,
yep.
So you're saying targeted.
So there's two.
Yeah, tell me.
So I think that there's targeted, right? Which is, so you're going to go to WGCI, you're going to go to Clear Channel, and you're going to give them, because they have a tremendous reach. But I think you've got to also go beyond that and say, okay, who are the grassroots guys? Are we doing VON significantly? Are we doing, I'm not going to hate on papers, but taking the electronic version of it, and is it integrated? So I don't know if you get to 1 million, but what I find is that, like, who's the black media agency that places the money so that somebody at the end of this multi-million-dollar campaign.
Well, first of all, we're going to have 200 million.
Let's get that out there.
Yeah, that's a level that nobody's going to.
Again.
And thank God he won. But that's just,
You come here.
That's kind of a stretch to talk about his.
Yeah.
Okay, right?
Yeah.
What's your name?
Jeremy.
Jeremy, where you from?
I'm from.
Stay over there.
Okay.
Stay right there. Go ahead.
How you doing, Bill?
What do you do for the campaign?
Body man.
You're the body man.
One or two.
Okay, so check this out, y'all. You know how I do. I was always a campaign staffer, right? So the candidate is all great, but you know how I feel like the brother always be in the room and nobody says nothing. So, Jeremy, welcome. We're happy to have you here, and we're glad to see that you're working. Bill, that's a very good move to make sure that you got a brother working as well. They treat you good. If they don't treat you good, you call me, and I'll make sure that if they treat you bad, they don't take good care of you.
What if he treats me bad?
then it'll be okay. It'll be like reverse, you get a little bit.
My mother's not lying.
All right, let's go.
One-way road.
Go back.
He says a one-way road.
You are tuned in to the Talk of Chicago, 1690 AM. I'm your host, Maze Jackson, and sitting in with me, as she has been all week, is Miss Juan T.
What's up?
Juan, and we are sitting here. You know what? We got one of what I guess you'd have to call him one of the front runners as we speak. Even though I haven't looked at your petitions yet, because I've been looking at some of these petitions, and kick them in the shins. She's got a problem. You don't know what I'm talking about, kick him in the shins. That's our soccer mom or soccer dude. Let me stop. Let me stop. Let me get back to my show. So sitting in with us today is Bill Daley. He is running for mayor. You know him. He is part of the Daley legacy. But we want to talk to him about his aspirations for being mayor. Bill, you went through the list, man. You down with President Obama, the Clintons, big banking guy. You know what I'm saying? You've done very well in the private sector, and you clearly know all of the who's who black people in Chicago. But it seems like there's a disconnect between the who's who black people and what's really going on in Chicago on the ground in the black community. How do you connect with the average black voter?
Okay, that's a challenge for every candidate to make that connection. I grew up in this city. I think I have a very good sense of neighborhoods.
Okay.
I don't pretend to know how people's lives are every day, because that's not realistic. Yes, I have a lot of friends who've been successful, whether they're African Americans or others. I've been lucky in life. I've worked hard. I've done well financially. But I think, if you start off in Chicago in a neighborhood and you've spent your life staying here and understanding what's going on and the changes in it, I think you get a pretty good sense. I've spent the last 10 weeks, to be honest with you, Maze, out talking to people, whether it's in their homes, in seemingly every neighborhood in the city, and you ask people, tell me, and I'll be honest with you, a lot of the people I meet with, they're obviously pretty suspicious of me for one reason or another, okay? And that's fine, okay, I accept that. Either somebody's told them something about me that may or may not be true. I'm trying to be straight up with people, tell them who I am, tell them what I want to do, and also listen to people. As I said, I think I've been around this game for a long time. I understand politics, I understand the city, and I know the challenges. I've listened to people, whether they're small business owners, whether it's sat with a mother of a fellow who was shot and killed, and listened to her and her life and his life story. That's what you've got to do as mayor. You've got to try to make a difference if you get elected.
Juan, you got a question. I'll let you get
so
in.
with me being a small business, I'm learning so many things that the things that the city offer. And one of the things I wanted to ask is, will you support initiatives that are currently in place, that, like the Thrive Zone, that help support opportunities for small business minorities that are in underserved communities? Will you continue to support those?
I think, look, Trump's tax bill was a massive tax break for big companies and wealthy people. The one thing in it that I think was really creative, that Senator Scott, the only African American in the United States Senate, insisted be in it with Cory Booker, and withheld his vote until they agreed to do it, was the opportunity zones. To be frank with you. And they've been created. It is an opportunity, and I've talked to a lot of really wealthy people who have this capital gains problem, and they're looking to avoid that problem. So they're looking to invest. Quentin Primo has some great ideas around opportunity zones. Now he's doing some in California, where he's a great Chicago business.
But this is a Trump-free state. This city has been declared a Trump-free zone.
But to me, that's just rhetoric. That's great. That's fun. You know, people can say that. But when something good happens that can benefit the city of Chicago, I don't give a who it is that's done it. I'll give him credit. I give Senator Scott credit.
All right, let me stop there and let me jump in on this question. Bill, all right, so I say, like, oftentimes we hear people saying the black and brown coalition, the black and brown communities, but that really does not exist here in Chicago from my expectation. And one of the things that I'm seeing now is that I'm watching, like, as the census count is starting to ramp up, the Latino community is really, Chuy Garcia is holding meetings at the Urban League telling Latinos that they need to make sure that the count happens. What we know is that there have been rumors. We saw Speaker Madigan move Silvana Tabarez and tell Mike Zalewski he's got to get out because there's a remap coming and he wants to push the Latinos over there and rebuild the 13th Ward. But my question becomes, there's going to be a war over this next remap. If you're the mayor, you'll probably be right there in the middle of it. And the Latinos are saying that we got to give up some wards. How many wards would you support the black community having to give up for the Latino community?
We're 2 years away from the census, okay? And I ran the census for Clinton in 2000. I was Commerce Secretary. And you've got to have a fair count, okay? And that's important. I think everyone should be counted in the city. Our problem in the African American community is to build the numbers up. The numbers will speak for themselves, and when you do the actual map, you've got to look at the numbers. So what I proposed yesterday and what we've got to focus on, I think it's kind of maybe unrealistic to think that in the next 2 years we can fundamentally increase by hundreds of thousands African Americans in Chicago, but we've got to start that process. I don't know what the change is going to be. It may be dramatic, both for the African American community and the white community, but we've got to just deal with the numbers as they come out, Maze. We can't play games with them.
Hey, we are talking to Bill Daley. He's running for mayor of the city of Chicago. When we come back, we got more questions. It's the Talk Chicago 1690. Juan Teague, Maze Jackson, Bill Daley. We'll be back.
How long have you been doing this? How long have you been doing the show?
This is I will be 2 years in April. Yeah. Why you say it like that? What's the matter?
No, just
curious. Yes, 2 years. Now I've been filling in and sitting in. Okay.
What are you feeling?
What time is it? Oh, I got to pick it now.
Yeah.
Damn.
So I have a question too.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So,
Ain't no love in the heart of the
Can you
city.
put an event
What's that?
together for me?
Ain't no love what?
Center like Amara's gonna have?
I didn't hear you.
Hmm?
I didn't hear you.
Right.
Ain't no love in the heart of the city,
Between me
Jay-Z.
and Mara, yes.
Okay. So hang on, okay? No Love and Artists?
So
Just,
right
you got
now,
mentioned
there's
that when
this
they
thing
come
where-
back.
so
Okay.
I'm,
We
like,
do
now in
the
process of
recorded thing and then
getting
just one mention or two
minority
mentions
business
of.
Okay.
and all that kind of stuff. And I know right now there's like RFPs where there's a bank where, like, big companies that are coming doing business in Chicago, they have to give 20% of business to minorities, women, minorities. Will you continue to do that? Do you
Yeah,
guys-
that's it.
Yeah.
How do they enforce it?
So basically, from what I've seen, there's this, the city knows who's coming in doing events or doing any kind of business, whether it's manufacturing, building, or anything like that, and it goes into this portal on the city of Chicago's website, and then you go in and bid and things of that sort. So I'm just starting to get new to it, but I wanted to also educate other blacks in the community and in the city of Chicago on those opportunities.
I'd be honest with you, I don't know anything about it, but I went and asked someone to look into it.
Yeah,
But
look into that.
It sounds like a pretty good program.
Yeah, I think it's a pretty good program. I think
What are
just
the
from what,
results?
I don't know, so I'm just starting to learn about it, but I know a couple of my, friends who've gotten different, like, worked with Lollapalooza, it's more like subcontracts and stuff like that, but I know 20% of the business, when, like, say for instance, ASCO come in town, like the pharmaceutical shows and different things come in town, that from labor, from, events to anything, that 20% should go to minority, women and, women. Yeah.
Minority or women-owned
Yeah,
businesses.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, I just was wondering, I'm learning, like I said, I'm learning more and more about it, but, from what I've been seeing, like when I go into because it's public, you can go in there and look what jobs are actually up. Yeah. What, maybe?
No, you know what? I'm trying to decide what I want to ask on and what's on and what's off, because we only got 15 more minutes, because you're cutting out at 47, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so he's cutting out 47. Bill, I guess, talk to me about, do you think that being a Daley is a plus or a minus in the black community?
I don't know, to be honest with you. I think it's both. There are people who just knee-jerk reaction will be no way, no how, okay? And that's fine, that's their right. And I think there are a lot of people who I know from just, not that I'm one of these people who believe everybody tells you before you actually vote for you, okay? But just sort of the feel as I move around this city in the African-American community, and I've been around this town, so I know when there's a strong negative feeling.
Excuse me. I'm sorry. Hey, Maze. We are going to do this. She can't clean that up fast enough, so I'm trying to find something that makes a connection.
Keep me hanging on.
They just was this day.
Okay.
Okay, does that make sense? So
Yeah.
that's a connection. To
Okay,
this.
So, all I can expect and hope for is a fair shot.
Okay.
Listen to me, give me a shot. People don't like what I'm saying. I get it.
How many people you think make the ballot? Ballpark.
My guess is 8 to 10.
8 to 10.
Yeah, at least because no one has the resources to challenge in this short period. Many people. Okay? So now whether they do anything or just get on the ballot and then want to come to the debates.
See, my question is, how do we get to hear from the candidates? We saw this in the Attorney General's debate. You really never had a chance to hear anything solid from one candidate, because it was like, you got 30 seconds, you got 30 seconds, you got 30 seconds, you got 30 seconds.
Can you imagine if there's 13 or 15 people?
Right.
I mean, they're going to do it at the United Center, with so many. But my attitude will be, everybody ought to have a right to be at a debate if they're on the ballot. If they're legally, potentially able to be a candidate or a mayor, they should be at a debate or a forum or whatever, an interview.
So I'm going to ask, I want to talk about the fact that, who do you empower in the black community? Who's empowered for you right now in the black community? Like, I think of how people got played with, like, the JB thing, like, where it was like everybody was down and now you can't connect with anybody. I think about Rom having all outsiders so that there was nobody that when something went down we could talk to. Who do you know in the black community that helps you?
Look, there are a lot of, first of all, I'll start off with my best friend, which is one of my best friends, Sam Scott, who's the chairman of my campaign. Now, Sam is former CEO of a major company. He's together the Black Chicago Tomorrow, which is a great group working in Auburn, Gresham, and he's got a great team he's put together, and focusing on trying to address a lot of the issues that you talk about, and we all talk about. On the political side, to be frank with you, Maze, I'm giving a lot of space right now. I mean, I talk to a lot of these men and women that are candidates for aldermen or committeemen, or they've been around for a while. I understand the pressure they may be. You've got 6, 7 African-American candidates, and I get that. All I'm saying is give me a fair shot, give me time, listen to me, and then as this thing shakes out, one way or the other, when I win this thing, okay, I'm not doing this to be senator, president, governor, or something else. I want to make this city well, and I'm going to work with whoever the heck wants to work with me, okay? And my relationships, I think my history is a pretty open guy who sits down and tries to compromise with people. I don't come to the table, if you weren't with me, you're dead, or you're not going to get in.
You're not going to mail us any fish?
I'm not going to play that game.
No dead fish?
No dead fish, no whatever else. That's a little old school, I mean, look, I want people to be for me. I'm not going to, say that.
We're back. You are tuned in to the Top of Chicago, 1690 AM. I'm your host, Maze Jackson, and sitting in with me, as she has been all week, is Miss Juan T. And sitting in with us also is Bill Daley. He's running for mayor. But Bill, check this out. I don't know if you know about Next Level Health, and that was the morning music choice. It is the Supremes, You Keep Me Hanging On. You know what? It was the #1 song today in November 28th, 1966. So you know what? That is the Next Level morning music choice. Now, in case you don't know, Next Level Health is one of the 7 insurers partnering with the state and serving Medicaid beneficiaries participating in the state's new Health Choice Illinois program. And it also employs passionate, inspiring individuals and the latest technology to fulfill their mission. Hey, y'all, when you go in and check that box for Medicaid, I like to ask the question, what's in it for the black people? Next Level Health is definitely in it for the black people. And speaking of what's in it for the black people, I got to ask, since I got you in the chair, I might as well ask you right now. Bill Daley, what is in it for the black people if they were to elect or to vote for you for mayor of the city of Chicago?
Okay, I hope the black community will look at me as someone.
You can say black, it's all good.
Well, if you say everything's okay. And here I would assume pretty much everything is okay.
Not everything.
Yeah, but look at the future of this city. We're going to go 2 ways. We're either going to come together or we're going to split apart even more. That's horrendous. For the African American community, I'm trying to say, look at crime. The truth is, the situation throughout the city is a lot more similar than we want to admit. The fear of crime is everywhere. The fear of the economic future of this city and the lack of jobs and opportunity is everywhere. Okay? And now, maybe unique
but
in the black community.
It's 18% in the black community.
It's 60% for those who are in their teens. Okay? It's crazy what's happening there. But again, it gets back to much of the black community has been decimated by this 400,000 African Americans leaving the city over the last 38 years, okay? The vitality in a lot of neighborhoods, the businesses that were here. I mean, the history of this city for successful businesses, whether it's Johnson Products, Johnson Publishing, whether it was...
You've been watching Poli-Sci?
Well, it was, there's all of those major businesses that were here, that were national, that for some for good reasons, they've merged, they've sold, next generation didn't want to keep the business going, they got taken over by big companies, but it has fundamentally changed, in many ways, the face of Chicago. So the things I want to do is try to create opportunities within neighborhoods. There are a lot of businesses throughout the black community in this city that, has anyone reached out and said, how do we help you from the city? And I'm not talking about just retail stores. I'm talking about small businesses that have been here, that are working, that are hiring people. How do we expand them? How do we move companies? The entire near west side has been changed. You look at that whole meat packing area, which is now Soho, or what they call it.
Shout out to Alderman Burnett.
Absolutely, Walter. All of those businesses, did anyone go to them and say, we want to help you move that 150 or 50 person business of yours to another neighborhood? What do we need to do to move that? And there's plenty of land the city has or can get, or whether it's eminent domain or whatever, to get that property and work with those small or medium-sized businesses, put them back in neighborhoods that need them, and they will create vitality over time.
All right. So yesterday you were in the city club, you proposed a commuter tax. Explain to me how that works. And man, because I grew up in Bolingbrook, right? And I'm not living in the city. That's right. Amen.
You gotta pay to come in here.
Amen. So you want to tell people that they have to pay to come into the city?
Look at what I said in that proposal, in that conversation, was everything ought to be on the table. Casinos, marijuana, commuter tax, transfer tax, if we're gonna solve our long-term economic problem, along with reforms in our pension system. This is an anchor around our future. So the false choice that's being made, very much so, is you either trash the pensioners or you trash the quality of our life by trashing city services. Okay, we do need more, or you just tax everybody to death. We need more revenues, but there has to be an honest discussion. And my opinion is everything's got to be on the table.
So I hear you were saying everything's on the table. I don't know if I want to pay a toll. It reminds me of leaving San Francisco and then coming back. But I want to go to this. You also mentioned weed in casinos.
Yeah.
You know, one of the things that happens when people come to the WVON morning show, when they come to the black community, is they always talk about these altruistic social programs. Oh, we're going to get you a drug rehab facility. We're going to get you some child care. We're going to get you. And then all the white guys get rich and take off and get the money. Okay. Now we're talking about the legalization of marijuana, where there are people still locked up. What would you do in Chicago as the mayor to ensure that black people get an equitable participation in that industry?
Well, look, first of all, any change to this has to be done in Springfield. So how they do that is really important. Other states have done it where the state has maintained the ownership of this, and then they basically contracted out to different companies to do that, okay? But the actual ownership of...
But you're the mayor of Chicago, man. You go down there and say, Art, I need this to happen. How do you make sure, because you talked about keeping black folks, how do you make sure we participate?
I'm not interested in making a couple of friends multi-billionaires, okay? And I think when you look at what was done with the casinos 30 years ago or whatever, basically somebody picked out 10 or 12 friends and made them all millionaires. I don't think that's fair. I don't think that's right. If there are benefits that come from this, whether it's weed or casinos, that ought to be to all the citizens of the city, and how you structure that is vital, along with participation of how do you spread that out, so that, you know, everything about this weed discussion isn't all good. There's a lot of serious questions. When you go to the other states who have done this, Colorado or Washington, there are real problems that have not been totally worked out yet. So on the medical side, I think the real future, to be very honest with you, is on the medical side and bringing relief to people who really have pain, as opposed to just the sort of joy that may come from cannabis, which I want to go on record, I've never tried.
Dang, I was about to ask you. You know what? Because I was coming. Now, you know, are you one of those Bill Clinton never tried it?
Maybe some people think I'm pathetic, but I can actually say and pass a lie detector test that I've not used it.
Dang.
I don't know if that's a good comment or a bad comment.
Hey, man, well, look, if you become the mayor, I think you should be the first person in the line, man. My friend tells me it has some qualities.
You know what? If I'm mayor, and with the problems that I'm facing, I'll probably want to be the first.
All right, let me say this. One of your opponents described you, we call her kick 'em in the shins. She described you as a caretaker, and she said that the city doesn't need a caretaker. Is age a factor here? Do you think age should be a factor?
No, personally speaking, I feel great. I want to do this for 2 terms, 8 years. I've said I think there ought to be term limits. But let me just say something. Harold Washington was mayor for a little over 4 years, okay? And I think he made an enormous difference in this city. John Kennedy was president for only 1,000 days. Would somebody say that he wasn't effective? He didn't make a difference in the world? So this idea that you're a caretaker, I'm not doing this. You think I'm going to go through this thing just to kind of, I have had big titles and nice offices. I've been in the mayor's office, okay? It's nice, but it ain't that nice. So I'm doing this to try to make a difference. And I believe we've got to go big and we've got to go be bold, not small or slow like most government does.
You got to go out. You're telling me you got to go, so I'm getting a sign. But real quick, how will you make more black millionaires in Chicago?
You know, to be very honest with you, Mace, I don't worry about making people millionaires. I worry about the people making a strong middle class and upper middle class lifestyle. That's what was the heart of the city. Yeah, there are millionaires, and there's still a lot of them running around, but there are a lot of millionaires.
But they were black-made millionaires.
They were black-made millionaires by the black community. But the middle class helped make those people millionaires. And we've got to get a stronger black middle class in Chicago that will then, those people will then grow into, with their own businesses, grow into millionaires. But I'm not worried about making anybody a millionaire. I'd like to give people a chance to have a better, stronger middle class in this city.
What would you do to clean up the water department and deal with the racism that's in the city of Chicago?
Well, it seems to be inherent in lots of places in our society, and in that department for the stories. I think the commissioner who's running it right now has a pretty good reputation from what I know. I don't really know him personally. I think
how would you deal with racism, outright racism in your administration? And this is going to last
well, first of all, I think you have to be the example yourself, and where you have to tell people this is not acceptable. And the unions and the contracts that affect a lot of the punishment of people have to reflect the fact that that does not sell.
Bill, I know you got to go, so you can give us a closing statement if you want to.
I want to ask people to take a look at all the candidates, give me a shot, look at my entire career, listen to what the candidates are saying, and make a decision who's best for the future of this city. And I hope it's me, and I look forward to staying involved and coming back. And if you give me a Wednesday slot, I'll be here every Wednesday.
Hey, I could probably work that out. You got that bag. Look, it's the WVON Morning Show. Bill Daley, he's running for mayor. When we come back, we'll wrap it up. It's Talk Chicago 1690.
Yes. I'm going to put my other email because I went to a function last night.
Take care of yourself.
All right. You got a card?
Oh, yes, I do.
All right, they don't take care of you. You send me a note. Huh?
Call you if he gives me.
You call me if he gives you crap. I'm going to be like, look what he do. I'll be like, what did you do, Bill?
Do you mind if I get one quick group photo?
That's fine.
Yeah.
Great.
I would send it to Maura.
Oh, yeah, good. Yeah.
I just realized her last name was Daley.
Yeah, she keeps a whole profile.
Yeah, she did. Like, when you said, I'm like, Maura. I'm like, wait, Maura Daley.
I'm going to take two. I'm going to take one this way and the other. All right, perfect.
Can you take one with my phone?
Tag us if you post it. Just tag us.
There you go.
You got that, Jeremy?
I got it. All right.
You know Peter Cunningham?
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
How are you?
Hi.
All right.
I'm Juan.
Hi, Juan.
Nice to
Thank
meet
you so much. Have a good day. Stay out of trouble.
Yeah.
Get in.
Thanks, Max. Thanks.
Okay, fella.
I'll see you at the training.
Okay.
Bye, Juan.
Bye-bye. See you later.
Good.
Yes.
God, 9 o'clock almost. Maze, you only got one more day with me. What you gonna do?
Dang,
What you
Juan.
gonna do?
Look, Juan trying to get back.
I know, it's early in the morning.
I like you, but it's you.
It was fun.
Uh,
How did that go?
Very good.
Huh?
Your interview style has progressed so much tremendously with guests like that.
You know what? I was like, I don't want to.
Thank you. What's that?
Trying to not be.
You embrace them, you make them feel comfortable, and then you can ask tough questions without them being on edge.
Right.
I mean, I tried to make sure that I addressed real issues.
You did. I think you did.
Okay.
Yeah. Don't pay attention to what people are saying online.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because you did. You addressed them in a very classy way.
Well, I feel like
Stay classy, Chicago.
Well, what I want to do though is be in a position like I feel like I want everybody, even if I don't like them personally, quote unquote, to feel like they can come do the show and get the interview, right? Like that's why I said like I know Susanna probably won't come on the show, but I want people to feel like.
I think a year ago, just the way you've grown so much, this would have been an uncomfortable interview. You would have been like, ah, you know what I mean? And now you've learned is like, okay.
Dang, we just went down.
Oh no.
You went down on what?
Facebook.
I'm seeing you.
It's gone.
How do you want it?
It goes down in about 20 seconds. It'll go down.
Yeah.
Oh, and then you'll come back?
That's probably dead at this point.
Why is it dead? Your phone
Were you gonna wrap up with here?
Huh?
Were you gonna wrap up with here?
We'll just talk about nothing.
Oh, I see it now.
Wait.
Why did it go dead?
You know.
The man.
Yeah. Let me see. I'm about to go back. Them folks feeling at me, them folks sitting at me. Just exactly, more money.
Making people millionaires. I worry about the people making a strong middle class and upper middle class lifestyle. That's what was the heart of the city. Yeah, there are millionaires, and there's still a lot of them running around, but there are a lot of millionaires.
But they were black-made millionaires.
They were black-made millionaires by the black community, but the middle class helped make those people millionaires.
That's real talk.
That's real talk. That's real talk.
Now they ran out the middle class.
Right, but that's
Car.
real talk.
Some nice green cars. Doing my thing. Where's the low love in the heart of the city? Ain't no love in the heart of town. Break up. We back. I just didn't tag nobody.
Just go.
You are tuned in to the Talk Chicago 1690 AM. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Sitting in with me, as she has been all week, has been Miss Juan Teague. Juan.
Yeah.
Bill Daley.
Yes.
Give me your thoughts.
You know what? I'm sitting next to someone. He was authentic. I mean, he said some good. He had some good points. It made me listen to him more because typically I don't get to sit next to someone and you ask some great questions.
Why, thank you.
You did. You asked some great questions, and I think he was, without having notes in front of him, he's very fair. So when people don't have notes in front of them and they send you questions to ask, I think that's more authentic than saying you got to ask these questions.
Oh, well, you don't get to ask. Like, you know, you don't get to answer. So here's the thing. You don't get to ask. You saw, like, my man, even when my man who I know, Sean, came in, I was like, ain't no coaching.
Right.
You like, you better, if you ain't got your man prepared to be in the Lions Den, then Daniel didn't get to have no escort in the Lions Den.
Right.
I'm going to say this. I'm going to say that I thought that I think that there is a tremendous history, and I think that depending on who you talk to, the Daley legacy is going to play into this. But I'll tell you, I hear some older folks talk about it like the glory days. I did think he was authentic, right? I thought it was like, he wasn't like, I expect him to come in and be like, I'm not a Daley, and I'm not, and be like, no, and apologize. I mean, he was pretty like, yo, it is what it is. I am who I am. You know, I say y'all need to go y'all bust down there and go pull old girls' petitions, though, for Amara, and say, hey, you know, I think that, could you imagine him and Amara in a runoff?
Yeah.
Ooh. Wee. I'm gonna say that, and then I was feeling a certain way about the whole millionaire thing, because you know, I'd be like, you got to make some black millionaires. Right. But the black middle class is who made the millionaires.
Right.
But we also got to remember the fact that there was a systemic. Ooh, let me back up. No, if you owned Johnson Products and your parents own, like, what obligation do you? So you own Johnson Products,
Right.
and L'Oreal come and say we'll buy that for $3.5 billion. But you know that if you sell, ain't gonna be no more black people working on the South Side. Do you sell? What role do we have in our own? What?
I wouldn't sell.
You wouldn't?
I wouldn't. As long as I'm making millions. Because the thing with me is, I've been around millionaires. I've been around all that, and I see the unhappiness of it. And I think with me, I'm okay with being a millionaire and being able to provide platforms for opportunities, and still be able to know that I contributed more than being contributed to me, but I also made a way for others.
Okay, I'm with that. I mean, I think like once you got a certain amount of money, you
Yeah.
got a certain amount, you good. I let me say this. Let me tell you what I will say. Why is it that I can't get? Is you think I can't get Toni Preckwinkle here?
She won't come?
Why I can't get Susanna Mendoza here?
They said no?
Why I can't get now? J. Mal Green want to come, but he too busy cursing me out. You know, let me just say, man, you don't send nasty texts like that, chicken man.
J. Mal Green?
We don't even talk. That's the last time we say chicken man around here sending crazy texts.
Okay.
Talk about some, you gonna have me on the Lions Den. You know we eat chicken in the Lions Den, right? Lions eat chicken. I better stop hating, man, because I didn't get another one. With your hating butt, you jealous. I'm
So
not.
they actually declined your invite?
You know, they be like, they don't feel that I'm credible. They tell people, oh, he's not credible.
Oh.
Then all the white people be like, hey, man, could you get me on that show?
Right.
Because all my friends be talking. You know, my friends, everybody I know be listening.
Right.
So it's like, I keep telling you, it's the black people that work to discredit you, not the white folks. But I would say this. I want to commend Bill Daley for coming into the Lions Den, taking the tough questions, not getting the attitude. I was expecting him to back down just a little bit more, though. He was kind of like, I was like, man, put your chest in.
Like, what's that?
He was like, what's up? What's up with it? So, but hey.
Maybe you send a nice invite letter to Susanna Mendoza and Toni.
Why? So she could kick me in the shins?
No, just invite and then say, you know, I gave the invitation.
So here's the thing. So let me just say this on air to all, because I know what's going to happen as soon as I get off. As soon as I start talking about this, everybody else going to call. So let me just say this. Let me just say this peacefully. I would like to talk to every mayoral candidate and not in a attack mode, but in having a conversation. Tough questions.
Tough questions.
But obviously to get these conversations out. I would love to see Lori Lightfoot, Amara Enya, and Toni Preckwinkle sit right here on the morning show and have a black women conversation, right? That we could facilitate so that it doesn't have to be hostile. So, Madam President, right? Lori Lightfoot, man, to all the mayoral candidates. I know y'all people saying, ooh, that dang on maze.
That's going to take the whole month of
December and January 21. So I'll say, you know what we should do? Celebrity Mayor Deathmatch. Right. You know what? I think I'm going to do that online. I'm going to do matchups, and then we're going to do a process of elimination, and let's have the people vote on who you got. Hey, Juan?
Yeah.
This time is going too damn quick.
It is.
I've been having a good time. You've been hanging out.
I have. It's been, I mean, very enlightening, very informing. So, yeah, you got me reading papers even more.
Reading papers.
Yeah, actually all the words.
All the words. I skim. You know, I used to look at the pictures. I'd be like, let me read this caption. If this caption ain't no good, I'm not spending no time with all this story. Hey, y'all. You know what? I want to send one more time condolences to the family of Alderman Walter Burnett Jr., who was the victim of tragic gun violence. Hey, man, we got you back, man. We got you.
We got you.
And sometimes, again, you know, while we all talk this madness on the political side, everyone has a family that they love and care for, and so we want to make sure that Big Dog, that my hearts all go out to you. Hey, thanks to Bill Daley for coming in, for Annette Flournoy in the newsroom, for Miss Sonia Escobar, the musical conductor of the Soul Plane, for Juan Teague. Juan, we got one more day. I am the host of the WVON Morning Show with Maze Jackson. If you don't like it, you can tell them all. Maze said, we out of here. Peace.
Peace.